I was kind of trying to be nice. I was like, she's too dumb to even get mad at.
I'm just questioning the level of Frogan's involvement in the making this video.
Why is there so much charity left for the person who mocks people with PTSD?
One of the main things, especially as content creators.
She's not a content creator. She's just like kind of a content exister. I think Dan's a chubby chaser. I figured it out.
It's not funny. I'm not laughing at that. Oh, base.
She has middle-aged mom energy that thinks that she's funny. She's 2 mimosas into a party she was never really invited to. People say Frogan is top of the hot. Terribly mean, by the way. But this is what Dan would want to be if she was. And she's not, by the way. She's a very beautiful person. She knows that AB is way too nice and that she's just taking advantage of him.
She's saying I talked about her for 80 minutes.
I bet Dan would talk about her for 80 minutes because he's got a crush on her. I don't know if you guys knew that. If she's Hassan's mod, why does she have to constantly beg for money? Look at how he's tugging this thing down. This is what Dan wants Frogan to do to him. Let's get this party started here, guys. All right, I wasn't able to stream this yesterday because my internet went out. So I tried to fix it myself. I took a look at my modem. Oh, that's not working. Okay, I made sure it wasn't working by plugging it directly into my computer. Wasn't working, so I plugged it back into the router. You know what I mean, right? So I modem to the router, and I took it from the router to the computer, direct line, make sure it wasn't broken. Called them up, said I have a problem. They said, okay, we're going to have it scheduled to be fixed by today, basically, at 8 a.m. So throughout the day, I'm like checking to see maybe if they fix it sooner. No luck yet. Today, I wake up almost 9 o'clock, not fixed. Call them up. I say, what's going on here? Nobody answered because it's automated. They said my ticket was completed. They said maybe reset your modem. I said, like, all right. So I reset my modem. Still not working. So at least the router wasn't. So I plugged it into the back of my computer, and guess what? It was working. And then I realized that I replugged the line from the modem into the router incorrectly. I put it into one of like there's one basically import where it goes from the modem to the router, and then there's 4 exports. I plugged it into an export. So it probably was fixed sooner than I thought yesterday, and I'm a big stupid asshole. So that's how I'm doing. But hey, now we're here, and we get to do this. Ethan's response to Frogan. I'm looking to have some fun. Let's goon it up. All right.
Causing me a whole pain in the ass. I'll tell you what, man. I never want to see or talk about a frog again.
Froggy never did anything
Did I start at a good spot?
wrong. Froggy! Frog!
Causing me a whole pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah, I did. Okay.
That's true for Lena's opponent.
Yeah.
Froggy!
Incredible.
That's
incredible.
Well, that's true for Lena's opponent.
Yeah, funky frog bait is the good frog.
Yeah.
The frog kid!
This shit cracks me up.
So,
Is that Daniel DeVito?
Frogan put out a response video.
It was beautiful. We watched it. It was just stupid, honestly. Bro, I keep saying I love the Ethan drama because Ethan is so right. There's a lot of factors as to why I like the Ethan Klein drama. Okay. And why I'm on, Ethan's side, obviously. The first is that Ethan is right, but people think he's so wrong. It makes me feel like it makes me want to fight. It makes me want to argue. You know what I mean? It's what an easy win. You know? That's number one. Number two, it's just silly kind of drama. A little political, I guess, too. A little political drama. And it's silly and it's fun. And it's easy. You know what I mean? Like, these people are so fucking stupid. Frogan, Denims, they're so dumb and they're just so not self-aware. And it calls for like an easy dunk. You know, it's actually insane. And also, I get to make money and I like money. You know what I mean? I enjoy money. Money's cool. So, yeah, man, like, I'm like fucking all over it. But Frogan is so dumb. It's just crazy. It's just so her response is so stupid. She's such an idiot.
To my
God!
Yeah.
Frogan!
What is this in response to?
It's in response to my response to Content Cop.
Okay.
Base?
So she participated
The base. That's what she said after she doubled down her PTSD take.
in an attack video against me. And now she's responding to me defending myself against this unhinged attack video.
I mean,
yeah, and you know what? It's so sad that iDubbbz's attack video on Ethan is resulting in the continued failure of Creator Clash. What was it? Their biggest pull was Harvey, right? The epic meat spin. Epic mealtime guy. He's a cool guy. Seems like a cool guy. and now he pulled out because that video is unhinged. It's just funny. Like, why would you even make that video? Like, why? Like, if you thought that Ethan is not a horrible person, at worst, you think Ethan is stupid, right? And you guys made a hit piece on him without even the full context of like people calling CPS on him, like falsely, and now your creator class is hemorrhaging. Did I say Harvey or did I say Harley? Did I say Harvey? Dude, you know what it is? Did I say Harvey instead of Harley? Okay, so you have to understand something. Okay, I'm sorry. I said it's Harley. I said Harvey because I've been thinking a lot lately. And like I've been thinking a lot lately about like actresses and how they're getting uglier. And I'm like, oh, I miss Harvey Weinstein. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally I'm kidding. That's a joke. It's a joke. But you get what I'm saying. That was a bad joke. I might have been a bad joke. Maybe I shouldn't have made that joke. Let's pretend that didn't happen.
I mean, your response was primarily to Ian.
By the way, actresses are beautiful. I'm just kidding. Okay.
Absolutely, it was.
Okay.
I believe we barely even mentioned her.
I mean, certainly she was mentioned in the beginning when she was, yeah, but...
I said I was kind of trying to be nice. I was like, she's too dumb to even get mad at.
That doesn't sound particularly nice.
Yeah.
Are you saying I needed a button for that? Damn.
Not everybody would interpret that as being nice.
Sure. I mean, you know, there's
Calling someone
something
dumb.
unpacked there. I said, I did story. I said, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but I think you might be the dumbest person alive.
See, that doesn't... Like, I could see how somebody was maybe not seeing that as, being
listen,
nice.
if she took that the wrong way, that's on her.
this is like what Asmongold was saying.
I'm like
about
Asmongold.
you.
I just think people need to be honest. This is not looking too good, but
I mean, yeah, Frogan is obviously stupid, right? Her video, she just made up a weird lie in her video. It just didn't even make any sense. Like, she pretended that she changed as a person, but it's very obvious that she hasn't. Like, if she was smart, she would at least run a disinformation campaign that was actually intelligent.
I hope you get PTSD.
I mean, this is...
And that was what it was over.
This is Frogan. Everybody loves this dogging on her, so I won't look too much into it.
The new cope is that the dislike extension isn't accurate.
Like, if Frogan was a smart person, because one of the big points Frogan made in her video was that she made that PTSD comment and then she like apologized and changed as whatever. If she was a smart person, because that's obviously not true. That's why she has like the base, like she doubled down on it. If she was a smart person, she would have tried to reframe that by saying like, oh yeah, I did make that take, but I was actually, she would have done the Hassan, but I was actually trying to have a greater conversation about how people in the military don't actually, in the United States military, don't actually fight for freedom anymore. They just oppress other countries or something. But she didn't even do a Hassan on that one. She just doubled down on it.
Which is true to an extent.
I think it's pretty much accurate because I've seen it against my own videos where you can actually see the.
Yeah, I've done comparisons on our channel. Granted, our sample size would just be our audience, so it would be the same set of people that have the extension. The way it supposedly works is it takes everybody who
yeah, the only information it can parse through is if they actually have the plugin, so it's not going to give you a correct whatever
has that extension that shows the dislikes and multiplies that by how many views it has to kind of extrapolate. And so it's not going to be perfect, but yeah, at least on the podcast channel, what it shows on the extension is pretty close to what it actually is.
Like
close enough.
Even like, yeah, within 10%, I think.
Something like that.
So anywho, and I mean,
just have iDubbbz show us.
At this point, everybody has this extension, I feel like.
I mean, iDubbbz, you know, at this point, they've already ruined their career with this move, especially since Creator Clash is going to fail. They might as well just like talk about it on their podcast and show us the raw numbers and be like, I don't care about the hate. I'm a big smelly guy.
Like, it's got to be extraordinarily popular. So, so this is her response to my response. She says it's an overdue response. She wants you to subscribe to her podcast, Arabs. And the comments are pretty. Saying Ian approached this content cop with empathy is so delusional. Okay, so yeah, let's just watch it. So here it is.
Was Ethan hoping that there would be a bunch of positive comments on there?
It's Frogan, and this is the first time I'm ever making a solo YouTube.
By the way, and I know I'm already.
That's what a beautiful freeze frame. Thank you, Ethan. Keep it up.
Pausing it. And before before her and Hassan and all of the company are accusing me of harassing her for
Poppy, you look like Frogan if you shaved the beard off. You know, I'm not even gonna take that as an insult. I know people like to make fun of Frogan for her like weight and the way that she talks and like the shape of her face and how her eyebrows look and like shape of her nose and the shape of her lips and then her body and all these different things. But personally, I think that she's an attractive girl on the outside. But on the inside, I don't know. You know, because here's the thing. In my experience with overweight women, beautiful, by the way, queens, I call them. Beautiful queens. They're all a little insecure. Now, so am I. And usually that insecurity, though, manifests in them trying harder than a typical woman. Well, you know what I mean. Like somebody who maybe isn't as insecure. Right? So they'll go to town. If you understand what I'm saying. Frogan, though, gives me Pillow Princess vibes. And so I feel like it negates the positivity of being overweight. It's like, okay, you're overweight, which, by the way, isn't a bad thing. But like now you don't even, you know, you can't even suck a bowling ball through a garden hose. So it's like, what's the hell is the point? How are you going to be a BBW Pillow Princess? It's these things, in my opinion, in my professional opinion, these things negate themselves, and it makes absolutely no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. You know, I'm just saying. Plus, she doesn't even look like she doesn't even look like she like cooks. She like again, like she doesn't seem like she cooks either, because you know, big girls make good food. You know, that's fucking crazy.
Fucking video about me. Just a reminder.
Wow, it's a weird tangent. Well, you have to understand something. Like I'm talking about this because Nicholas Diorio has been asking me what I think about Frogan. He's been kind of like, hey, what do you think about Frogan? I've been thinking about like messaging her and seeing where they go. You know, because you guys don't really understand that. The influencer life is like different. You guys think like this all is fake, right? So like we don't mean anything that we say on the internet. It's all fake, and so like. You know, if Nicholas has been seeing if he should like date her or something, he's been like, I don't know, you know. So it's just kind of like public advice to him.
Reminder to everybody, every single one of you, that I've only ever responded to Frogan. This all started when I silently, peacefully unfollowed her on Twitter.
Did you see the meme of you as Matthew McConaughey trying to warn yourself not to unfollow Frogan?
Yeah,
that's silly.
Yeah, that was funny.
No.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible.
Oh, is it like an Interstellar meme?
What was I saying? Yeah. So before they accused me of harassing her, I've only ever unfollowed her quietly, and she started calling me Islamophobic, saying I hate Arab people as a result of that.
That's crazy.
And you know, obviously, I had something to say about that, right? Especially since Hassan was my good friend, and I didn't want to see like his moderators like clearly he wouldn't co-sign something like that. Insane, right?
Wait, where the hell? Am I stupid?
Spoiler alert, he does.
Oh.
Yeah, but anyway, here's her response.
Everything that has
really
happened the
stupid,
last year and a half. I address everything on my podcast, Arabs, which you can find the link below. But today,
Hey guys, check out my podcast, Arabs.
it's just going to
She's really leaning into that, the fact that she's Arabic, you know? And that, I mean, it's fine. It's just like kind of boring. You know what I mean? Get like another personality. Like be Arabic, that's fantastic. But also have something else going on. You know, be something else too. Be a little cooler. You know, you understand what I'm saying? Be cooler than just one personality.
be you and
What the
I.
hell?
I think the content cop was great.
Me too.
You know,
It was so
I feel
good.
like Ian
I loved it. I made a lot of views off it.
approached it in a way that nobody else does. He approached it with empathy, and you know, it was supposed to make people feel bad for Ethan.
So
Wow. This is as dry as the apology that she gave at the end of iDubbbz's video. Excuse me, Anis's husband's video. Incredible.
like, first of all, just on face value,
Really?
this is a pathetically insane take. And it's just part of this continued gaslight campaign to make it feel like I'm imagining anti-Semitism. I'm imagining people coming after me and my family. And this is part of it. She's like, don't you realize we were being nice to you? It's like, am I crazy? Yes, you are
Yeah,
crazy.
guys, they were being nice to him, just like Trump's being nice to Gaza, talking about building hotels there. Okay, it's incredible.
But
Obviously, it's also not nice.
this ignores the empirical fact that she and everyone else is ignoring, which is that Dr. Kirk said explicitly on video, which I can pull up, that Ian's initial first draft was him changing my grade. And when he said he wouldn't change my grade, he had to scramble to make a new ending, which is when he reached out to everyone to say something nice about me.
That's true. That is 100% true. Also, that Dr. Kirk guy is not innocent. I watched that whole thing, and he is not a good person. That's my first time seeing him. He wasn't manipulated by iDubbbz. He was excited to be part of this fucking insane shit. Okay?
This was not his intention setting out making this video. It was literally a plan B because Dr. Kirk fucked him.
Damn,
That's
fucked him literally?
the truth. And it's on video. So this whole gaslighting thing of like, oh, we were being nice is completely a fucking lie. A knowingly lie, frankly, because they weren't setting out to be nice. And Dr. Kirk, God bless him,
no, God, don't bless him.
basically proved that to us.
Don't
Pull that
bless
clip
him.
up if somebody can find it.
Don't bless him at all, dude. Don't bless him.
One of the main things, especially as
Just let him sneeze and go to hell.
content creators,
Because a demon or something is coming out of your balls. I don't remember what it was. Like you sneeze and then demons are coming out, so they say God bless you. What a fucking weird. Like, who came up with that back in the day? Because that's what it is. Like, oh, I sneezed. Oh, bless you, because the demon's coming out of you. Dude, I swear to God, most like religious things are just some kind of like neurodivergency. Like RFK is like, we've never had this before. We've never had so much neurodivergency. There's never been so much autism. There's never been so much. Oh, really? 7 Hail Marys? Okay. Say 7 Hail Marys. Or, if you don't say 7 Hail Marys and 7 all of our fathers, something bad's gonna happen to you. Fuck. If I don't say God bless you after every time you sneeze. Somebody in the church had autism or some kind of tick, some kind of I'm looking for a word. What is it called? I'm snapping because I'm trying to think. OCD. They had OCD. And then all of a sudden now I gotta read 15 Hail Marys because somebody had fucking OCD, 1,000 years ago. It's the truth. I gotta lock my door 12 times. I got it too. But you don't see me making you guys do it. You guys praying about it. That's true though. That's why we don't have demons. True. Just saying, man. When you think about it like that, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's something to think about.
creators, people tend to dehumanize us and forget that we're living normal people just like you. So obviously,
Frogan, I don't know if you're a normal person just like me, okay? Not because you're Arab. It's just because you're a fucking weirdo.
Okay.
I forgot.
Thanks for the reminder. I just think like a lot of times she does this where she's like, listen, I get it. Ethan gets it. And I'm like, you're not really a content creator. Like, I mean, you are, but you're like,
Is.
No, she's not. She's not a content creator. Bro, she's a content mooch. Okay? She wouldn't exist. She wouldn't exist without Hassan at all. And you could be like, well, Papa Gut, you do a lot of Ethan coverage. Maybe you wouldn't exist without him. First of all, I disagree. Second of all, I might not be as popular, let's be real. But I have a history of different popular topics that I can talk about. Frogan has nothing. She has nothing. That she's not a content creator. She's just like a kind of a content exister. She just exists.
you kind of are like barely. Her career is the an analogy would be an iron lung. Her career is in an iron lung. That's how much life assistance she needs.
It's true.
I don't think it's a good analogy.
It's that bad.
It is that bad. It's 100% true.
It's not even life support. It's an iron lung.
with so much pressure on the internet, both on myself and I'm sure Ethan can relate to this too. It's fucking hell.
Guys, I'm sure Ethan can relate to this too. I also am a very popular content creator. I was Rising Star 15 years in a row. Do you know what that's like to never actually just be a rising star that's never fully risen? It's incredible.
It's hard to manage.
You can't relate. Again, what I experience and what you experience, I know you want to think of yourself as the victim and everything. You don't relate to me. I don't fucking care. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have a single idea what I'm going through. And clearly that's true by you coming out here and trying to literally gaslight and
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, she wants to pretend that she knows what it's like to get like a bunch of hate. She doesn't really understand what hate is. Like, she gets hate, but she also asks for it. She begs for it. She has like performative hot takes all the time, but she's not at the scale that Ethan is. Like, I understand. I don't even understand to that degree, but I used to be like, I'm only saying it for context. Stop fucking memeing me. Like, I used to be popular on TikTok, whatever. I would get a lot of hate with some takes, right? Like, that is part of the game. But even I don't understand what it's like. I mean, I had fucking 2.5 million on TikTok. He has fucking 3 million on his podcast, like a long form. TikTok is nothing, right? So she has no idea what she's talking about. She's just like, she's performing.
crazy make me pretending that you guys did this to be nice. What a joke.
I did this to be nice.
It's hard to deal with. So I feel like Ian approached it in a way that was more so holding a friend accountable
Holding a friend accountable.
in a softer way, and wanted to generate empathy for Ethan.
That's
Other people don't
that's
do that.
insane. That is insane. Do I
Me when I'm 30, generating empathy.
I really need to play the beginning of that content cop again? It's basically you guys flipping me off, telling me to wake up. And I mean, he told me, Frogan, that this is not what podcasting is. Okay. That one hurt bad coming from Ian.
This is not what podcasts are.
Ian, the king of podcasting.
It's horrible.
Yeah, and once again, the original premise was not to be nice.
I mean, they weren't nice at all. But it was just that end that was like that nice little virtue signal. But Ian would respond by saying, well, you know what? After I couldn't get your grade changed, I decided to go in this direction because, you know what? I still think that there's a person inside of you. Bro, he wrote that as a hit piece.
That. And I've even said this before. I feel like we need to stick to the basics as to why Ethan Klein deserves to be criticized, and that is for being pro-Israel and trying to deplatform pro-Palestine.
I love it. Being pro-Israel. Being pro-Israel is a good thing. You shouldn't justify all their actions, but like, you know, it's time to stop pretending that like being pro-Israel is a bad thing, because it's not. All right, Hamas is bad. People in Gaza are definitely suffering, and that should change. But like, we have to stop pretending, because these aren't the people that are just like, yeah, you know what, Israel's doing some really bad things. These are the people that are like, oh my God, I love Hamas. I love the terrorist organization that literally puts their people in harm's way when there are like alerts to leave. They're like, nope, stay there and hide within civilian infrastructure. Like, that's what we're doing here. These are the people. They are justifying Hamas's like actions. They don't care. Like, they don't give a fuck. They're fucking disgusting people. That's all it is. So we have to stop pretending. Israel is not bad. Well, the government does bad things sometimes, of course, but Israel like has the right to exist. The people have the right to exist. It's not that fucking hot of a take.
Palestinian content creators.
This is just so pathetic. This whole he's trying to platform pro-Palestinian creators. Deplatform. Just because you're pro-Palestine doesn't.
He didn't even catch the remark where she said anybody that has any level of like is pro-Israel at all is a bad person. Like, she's fucking mask offing there, and Ethan didn't even catch it. I'm surprised. What the hell? Why doesn't it stop playing?
I mean, you're infallible. Okay, it doesn't mean that you're beyond criticism. I know you want it to feel that way so that you can say shit like Hamas is fucking doing awesome revolutionary acts by slaughtering civilians, and that you don't want to be held accountable for saying insane shit like that. But guess what? That's not how the world works. Despite your fantasizing so badly that you need to be the victim of every situation,
You're kidding me right now.
it's just not the case. I mean, this is all very obvious. I mean, isn't that just like apparent? Like, who fucking thinks that? Just because, you know, this guy who he marched with Martin Luther King, and he killed someone, and you're trying to put him in jail. I'm just an analogy. That's just
This analogy is losing me, Ethan. I'm not really sure what the fuck's happening here.
made up.
This is a better analogy than the Iron Man or the Iron Lung one.
No, Iron Lung was solid. Whatever's happening here is fucking confusing the shit out of me.
That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, you did something good, therefore you're trying to hold me responsible for something completely unrelated. Shut up. Zero accountability. Holy shit.
Yeah. Do you think she can even count, guys? I don't know what I'm saying.
I think it's insane to involve his children and anybody else that really doesn't deserve the criticism. I think Kayla deserves the criticism as well too.
I love that. I think it's insane to involve the children. Okay, well, why wasn't that mentioned in this supposed masterful empathy take? This makes absolutely no sense.
So what I'll say to her credit is I don't believe that I've seen, maybe you guys will prove me wrong, that she's ever done this Ethan's kids are eating shit and all this stuff. And she says people shouldn't come after my kids, which, by the way, is
I've never seen that was Denim's primarily, and like people around her.
Yeah. So to her credit, she never did do that, and I think that's a good thing, right? That's better than Denim's, who's just like a vile, heart.
I don't know, man. I feel like none of them have. They saying that you shouldn't go after someone's kids is great. But when you're like best friends with the person that went after someone's kids, it's kind of the virtue signal falls off. So I don't think that these are genuine words. I'm not exactly moved by this, by like the expectation of being like, hey, you shouldn't go after someone's kids because like, yeah, no shit.
List free.
Yeah, I don't think she participated.
So that's
in that
good.
As
I mean,
I'd
yeah.
ever seen.
To her credit, that's true.
She says some batshit crazy things on the podcast as well.
By the way, she goes, Ethan needs to be criticized for being pro-Israel, and also Hila said batshit crazy stuff. Okay, well, clearly you're going to have evidence to support that, right?
And I've said this, and I'll say it again. If you're spewing pro-Israel propaganda, I'm going to call you out about it.
Like what? She doesn't. By the way, she doesn't say what he is saying. They're referring to the like the rapes that did happen on October 7th. But it is now a fun conspiracy theory from people like Frogan to say that those didn't actually happen. That's like their whole thing. That's like their whole testament to themselves is that like, oh no, those actually didn't happen. Like they're pieces of dog shit. So that's what she's referring to, and she never elaborates on that.
I received a text.
Okay, well, if you're calling people out, get ready for them to respond. Like, it's not brave of you to be like, I'm calling you out because I disagree. And then when they respond to you, you go, I'm being bullied and harassed. It's insane. It's cry bully behavior, which is my...
Oh, Jesus, dude. He got that from Destiny's Community. Oh, my God. Nothing he says is valid anymore.
criticism of you from the beginning. Just cry bully behavior. And she's being enabled by people like Hassan who are like, people only criticize her because she's a hijabi. And it's like, dude, this is not helping anybody.
Is that a real way you talk about people that are Muslim? That feels racist. I don't know why. I think I'm just ignorant, I guess.
Here's the clip. Thank you.
Where the fuck did the thing go?
We found it? Nice.
So,
or like she needs to get a real jobby. You get it? Because she's not a content creator. She's terrible. That's it.
he pretty quickly apologized.
If I had known that
the
whole video was concluding on me changing the grade, I still would have refused to change my grade, but I would have done it in a much more careful way, because I fucking
hate the way this guy like laughs after everything. He's such a smug piece of shit. I really don't like this guy.
That he was just experimenting with different elements of the content cop video. I thought I was going to be one of hundreds of possible things that he would put in, and I thought since I didn't change the grade, I wouldn't even make it in the video. And I asked him about it actually today, and he said that he thought I was going to change the grade, and that when I didn't change the grade, he had to completely rewrite the ending, the epilogue.
That sounds pretty genuine, guys. That sounds like a really genuine effort to make me just make people sympathetic with me. Like you're lying. You're a liar.
Okay, but to be fair to Frogan,
bro, you guys gotta stop. Ethan, you gotta stop running defense for this guy. Yeah, this guy's a poo-poo head. He's a poo-poo head.
She may not have been on the loop in all of that.
Personally, I wouldn't agree, because she was there from the inception, and all of them got this like half-ass phone call.
How do you know?
I'm explaining.
Okay.
Well, she was there when they were doing the dancing bullshit, which I'm assuming was like, during the making of.
Sure, I just don't know though.
Well, so the reason I think she knows is because
Oh, I see. They're having a disagreement about whether she knows that the original intention of this video was to be malicious or not. I mean, it's possible she doesn't. I don't know how much she would know. I mean, she's not Hassan. She's like she's a tertiary character in this story. Like, she's really a nobody. She's just kind of a big stinky poo-poo head. So it's possible iDubbbz like maybe talked to Hassan about it, or maybe they even like, I really have no idea. I really have no idea how much they would or wouldn't know about the intention of the video from the start. I mean, she was in the intro, which obviously was not like positive framing. It was like a weird, unhinged thing. But I don't think it matters. I don't think we have to debate this. I don't think it's like, we don't need to necessarily debate like, okay, did she know that it was a hit piece from the start? Because the whole thing, like that intro is fucking weird and unhinged. So yes.
Everybody got this half-assed call, like probably 2 or 3 days before he posted the video, or maybe even less, being like, can you say something nice for Ethan?
Because they shot them individually instead of when they were all together.
That makes sense.
That's the rationale. I'm supporting.
Why?
You here.
Why? It's like, yeah, no. Why are you asking last minute to say something nice? Like you didn't know that I was even part of it until like 2 days before. You can't like make this grand claim that it was meant to make people sympathetic for me when like it's bullshit.
True.
It's just a lie. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, dude.
You seem
I mean,
confused.
no, I agree that I think that Ian scrambled and that was never his intention, and that's bullshit. I'm just questioning the level of Frogan's involvement in the making this video beyond doing the Fortnite dance and then sending that video. I don't think she was like.
Why is there so much charity left for the person who like mocks people with PTSD? I'm not understanding. I really don't get it. I feel like one of the biggest issues that these people on the show have, like Dan and H3 and all them, is that they're just like too nice. Be a piece of shit. You guys are still being charitable to Frogan and Dr. fucking Honda Civic. They're not good people. They have bad intentions. They're clout riding this situation, and you guys are like, well, you know, he's still good. And listen, I saw the whole video. He was actually, his fucking chubster was blasting. It was beaming out of his pants. He was so erect just being part of this whole fucking anti-Ethan thing. And then he took it down once he realized that the public narrative wasn't on his fucking side. And Frogan is just like a consistent, absolute piece of poops. So like, be meaner. You guys need to stop being so fucking nice to everybody. You know, being nice is nice until you start getting walked all over. And that's what's happening here. And you guys continue to associate with people that walk all over you. Stop it. Stop doing that shit. It's fucking crazy. Give me a goddamn break.
On the ground floor planning it with them.
I don't think she was writing it, but I don't think she believes this because like up until 2 days before, she thought this was just like an epic takedown. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, by the way, can you send something nice?
I guess I get what you're saying.
And by the way, Hassan's not going to appear in it. And by the way, Shonda Black the next day after is going to be like, I didn't know I could say no.
Right, yeah. Right.
Ethan, wake up.
Bro, why are you staring?
Wow, people are finally knowing who Sean the Black is. You know, Sean the Black is so slept on, dude. He was my favorite content creator when I was Gut the White, you know? Now, of course, I'm not. I'm Gut the Black now. I've been invited to the cookout, so it's pretty cool.
There.
We brought a really good buffalo dip, so.
Why?
To that hour-long content cop video, and he had to and maybe influenced to make it more positive, and then he reached out to all those content providers for them to all say something.
I hate content providers. I hate that. I hate the term.
Nice in light of what I had done.
I fucking hate this guy. I hate his laugh. It's so frustrating to listen to him.
Yeah, pretty fucked up, huh, Dr. Kirk? Yeah, it's pretty insane. I feel bad for him. He's the one that got fucked the most in this, it seems like.
No, he wasn't. He was completely complicit, Ethan. I know for a fact you didn't watch this entire video that was with iDubbbz. I know for a fact that you saw that he was in it and you decided that he had to have been manipulated by Ian because you couldn't cope with the fact that this guy is not a very good person. He's a complete clout rider. So, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Anywho, so yeah, that's my take on that whole ridiculous narrative. Thank you guys for being so nice. You guys were so sympathetic. Everybody watched that and felt bad for me. All the people that hate me watched that and were like, we need to give Ethan a second chance.
In a weird roundabout way.
It did. That's what happened. It is what happened, but not the way they intended.
Right. It's
Horrible.
There's something interesting there.
There is, yeah, that is interesting. That is what happened. A lot of.
Yeah. People did have empathy
they didn't
for
feel
you, but
bad.
they felt bad for you because an old friend was like
they hated
doing this
that.
like blatant betrayal
Yeah.
rather than the intended reason. But
It's so interesting.
same end result though.
It's horrible.
Asking to say something nice about
Are they talking about like in general? Like, yeah, that is what happened. Like, I don't think that most people flipped onto being supporting of Ethan because he's right. He is right. I think that most people did it because they were like, oh, we hate iDubbbz. I think that's what it was.
Ethan. And to be honest, I thought about it long and hard because I was like, this man.
And then she
is not-
goes, when I first was asked about it, I was like, I don't fucking want to say anything nice about this guy. It's like, okay.
Well, I can understand that from her point of view.
Okay, but then like, don't be like,
What do you mean you can understand it from her point of view? Dan, you're so weird.
we were trying to be nice. It's like, no, you weren't. You hate.
You know what? I think it is. Is Dan have a girlfriend, by the way? I'm just curious because I think Dan's a chubby chaser. I figured it out, dude. All men have a penis problem. All guys have a wiener problem. You know what I mean? They see something they think is attractive, all of a sudden it ain't so bad. That's what I think, dude. That's my theory.
Man, just say it. Don't
My
do
theory,
this.
dude.
I hate how they like pretend to be these good people,
I get you.
altruistic.
I
It's
get it,
bullshit.
though.
Just fucking say what you
Stop,
actually
dude.
believe. It's pathetic.
He's married, dude. He's trying to fucking tap it on the side, bro. Come on, bro. Get the fuck out of here. How are you so nice to Frogan? Maybe he feels bad for her because people call her Frogan the Hutt, which is such a fucking insult, by the way, because I actually love Jabba the Hutt, so it's like, please stop insulting him. I like him a lot. Is that what it is? I don't know, dude. Dude, I'm not letting up on this theory. I don't care. You know what? I don't even care. Oh, Papa God, he's married. Oh, Papa God. I don't give a fuck, dude. What are we talking about? In this day and age, you don't have to be right about anything. It doesn't even matter anymore. This is my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Fuck the facts, dude. I don't give a fuck about facts. It's 2025. We're freaks. We don't care about facts, dude. We don't care about facts. We're freaks. It doesn't matter.
These people don't know how to be honest.
Doesn't matter.
deserve anything nice from me. But
You know what it is? This is the thing. People say Frogan is top of the hut. Fucking terribly mean, by the way. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me... Stop it. Listen, people call Frogan Jabba the Hutt. Okay? Which is rude, by the way. She's not. But this is what Dan would want to be. If she was. And she's not, by the way. She's a very beautiful person. But this is what Dan wants to be. All right? That's my theory. This is my biggest theory right now. Okay? That's it. All right?
I said, you know what?
I don't
Sue
want
me, dude.
anything nice from you.
Maybe it'll give me some closure. So I wrote a letter to Ethan and I read it off and iDubbbz put it in the video. And this was Ethan's reaction to the video.
I bet you
I
would.
will be reading my letter off because I don't want to sound robotic. H3 used to be the sports figure that I used to watch. I hope that one day gets back to what I remember. You were one of the inspirations for me to start creating
Such an
content, so
inspiration.
all this has stunk. I hope you really hear this
Such
and I
an
wish you the
inspiration.
best.
I think
Listen,
Thank you.
Frogan, she's so
Wait, didn't Frogan make up a whole thing about how like she had an Israeli therapist that was like mean to her or something? Right? Who was that? Or is that somebody else? Who was that?
dumb that you almost can't be even mad at her. Like, I think it's funny that she put this in because I mean it's kind of funny, you know.
It is.
Well,
Which
she's
was the
putting it
best
in to
ending.
show that you were not nice while
You're
she
not a
was
nice
being
guy.
nice.
Yeah, she was being.
Oh, well, you know, when somebody pretends to, you know, we have to make sure we overvalidate everybody who pretends to be nice. That's what I say. You motherfucker.
So nice.
Right, I get it. I get it.
But I think she's thinking it makes me.
Bro, Dan, what are you doing? Okay, she's not being nice. She's pretending to be nice. She deserves people to be proportionately rude to her based on how rude she is. I'm not understanding this thing, dude.
You look crazy, but I
Stop
think
it.
it
Stop simping for this girl, dude.
doesn't. I don't know. It's kind of a good point, honestly.
And it almost felt like the nicest one of them
I
all.
think she was the only one being genuine,
Yeah.
actually. So I think
don't
we're
want
being
to-
nice too, by the same
whatever.
token. Just, Frogan, just chill, okay? Just stop being an idiot, and I'll stop talking about you. It's really simple math.
She's also by far the smallest creator of the bunch.
Right.
I mean, is it even?
Damn, isn't that crazy? Because they forgot about Sean the Black in that moment. Because he is obviously the smallest creator there.
Even like cool that he included her. Like she's just gonna get more shit for being
It's
involved.
not. It's not cool.
And, like,
on his
it's
behalf.
not- it's
he
total-
knows what like this entails.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, Frogan knows that like she's got nothing of like interesting going on about her except for the fact that she gets hate for being a hateful person. That's pretty much it. That's her whole thing. So
This part made me laugh.
I feel like that clip wasn't bad. It feels like we were being genuine and, well, anyway,
and silly.
she
Stop there, stop.
didn't see it that way.
Well,
And
on
like
his
it's
behalf.
not. It's
he
total-
knows what like this entails.
This part made me laugh because it was very tone deaf, and he's acting like
tone deaf. Does she know? I don't know if she knows what that means. What was tone deaf about it?
I think tone deaf is when you're like a super progressive cat ear wearing like liberal drama content creator, and then you go like super MAGA once you fall off hard as fuck.
What was the tone I was deaf to? Ah, there it is. There it is.
What a fucking throwback, dude.
That's the tone.
Damn. You know what my first phone was? It was a Motorola flip phone. I got that when I was 16. I held on to that phone for 4 years. You know what my second phone was? The iPhone 4. My first ever iPhone was the iPhone 4. Isn't that fucking crazy? I had the 4th generation of iPhone. Wow. That's old as hell. That's old as hell. Now we're on to like 16 or something. I don't even 20. I don't even fucking know. Wild. That's wild.
half of his content, Nuke, wasn't about me.
Okay. This part is
And
bananas.
he's acting like
Yeah, she was in it for like 10 minutes.
half of his content, Nuke, wasn't about me.
I know you think this song is about you. It was 10 minutes of
See?
an hour
10 minutes, dude.
and 40-minute long video. Girl, you interpreted that as half? That just shows kind of where your head's at. Like, holy smokes. I talked about you for 10 minutes.
Maybe she just has trouble, portioning her time sizes. Oh, that one's stupid. Sorry.
Yeah, and by the way, I thought it was integral to the story. I think it was very.
Oh, shit.
Well, your whole Arab tier list was a big piece of the puzzle in this whole tapestry of bullshit, right?
True.
So yeah, of course I'm going to talk about you, but only for 10 minutes, not half. That's fucking silly. It's actually silly. It's actually insane to claim that.
Half of the content, Nuke, the entire
Half.
ending half, was about
That
me.
is insane.
So if I'm so
The entire half was about me.
I hope you get PTSD.
If that was true, I'd think that she was right. I'd be like, yeah, that's overkill. Why are you talking about Frogan so much? Whoops, wrong channel. Let's take a look here at the, I forget even what's my old channel's URL.
Who fucking who?
Dude, YouTube is so fucked. Look how far down I have to go to find the content, Nuke. Why is it like this far, really?
It wasn't on the top. Oh, I see.
Damn. Why don't you just go to your actual channel? What are you doing?
Showing Ethan joins the 90s band.
Well, those are banger videos.
It is a banger video, yeah. All right, let's take a look. So she says the back half is all about her. So let's see, where do I first mention her? Frogan. Let me use a mouse.
I'll look too.
Yeah.
This is gonna.
I think I'll. Here she is. So this is when she first comes up, I think. Talk about Dan being a creep. First of all, it's gross enough you're a creep, but what an incompetent idiot you are. You're the CEO of Twitch, and you get caught with the fucking. You get caught with the girlies on your homepage twice.
I don't think he got caught with them. I think I think that he was fine with it being in there. I don't know how he wouldn't have that self-awareness.
Bro, come on, dude. You got wife, man. Got daughters. We don't need to know about this. Don't want that in my head, bro. It's also a little bit disturbing considering, he's these people's bosses. Okay? All right, so he's incompetent. He's a creep. He's protecting terrorist propagandists. So what's up? So what's the big deal with Dan Clancy? Well, what happened next is what really made me realize how corrupted and rotten Twitch is to the very core of the organization.
That's not nice, dude. You call her Frogan the Krogan. That's not nice. What the hell's the matter with you, bro? Come on. Come on, guys. Come on. Stop bullying, dude. Stop bullying her. Stop bullying this beautiful queen.
First, let me introduce you to Frogan.
Why didn't you go take a trip to Home Depot and buy some rope?
She's one of Hassan's. Could it be that people don't like you because
I went to Home Depot to get like one of those hose houses because one of mine broke. So it's crazy.
you say shit like that? You know? That could be one of the reasons. That doesn't have to do with the fact that you're wearing a hijab.
So this is at 116 what?
This is 116.39.
Okay, so I'm looking to see when it stops.
She's leading great disc.
briefly at 26 minutes as well.
It looks like the tier list stuff ends
So I talk about the
around 128.
By the way,
How do you guys not have this under control?
the tier list thing isn't really all about her either. It's about the tier list, right?
Right,
True.
yeah.
And then here we're talking about her podcast, which again, they just kind of shockingly dumb shit they say.
It looks like it's about 12 minutes, this segment.
12 minutes.
I would say. So a little more than the 10 you said, Ethan.
But that's even being generous because I'm not even talking about her now. Like when I'm
Sure,
doing
but
and
it's
Ben
a
Shapiro's
topic
wife
that directly
were
involves her.
born
I think it's
in
fair
Israel,
to say.
which
It's
would make them Sabras. So
at least
love-
somewhat part of about her. So yeah, 12 minutes out of,
Okay,
out
12
of the video.
minutes, yeah, at about an hour and 42 minutes.
Right.
That's half, I guess. That pretty
True.
much maths out.
Horrible.
How could I?
I thought that Arabic people invented math. How the fuck did she fuck this one up? Right? That's something true. Didn't they invent like the some kind of math? Aren't they like pioneers in math stuff? I feel like that's true. I don't really know. I'm American. we only pioneer obesity and lots of military spending. So pretty cool.
She's saying I talked about her for 80 minutes.
Damn.
No,
I bet Dan would talk about her for 80 minutes because he's got a crush on her. I don't know if you guys knew that.
shot that.
What are you trying to
She's
say?
saying I talked about her for 45 minutes.
What am I
About.
supposed to do here?
Oh, I see.
Yeah. That's a lot longer than I did.
So irrelevant and so uncool to include. Why the fuck was I in your goddamn video?
Like Hassan could, bro.
Relevant and so uncool to include. Why the fuck was I in your goddamn video?
Like, because. What's her point? Hold on, let me go back.
Half of his
Guys, stop. Dan's not married, okay? You have to come along with me on this conspiracy theory, okay?
content nuke
Saying
wasn't about me.
if you're so relevant, because in that clip
Half
she just
of the
reacted
content nuke, the entire ending half was about me. So if I'm so irrelevant and so uncool to include, why the fuck was I in your god?
You see what my character is doing on the screen right now? You see how look at how he's tugging this thing down. This is what Dan wants Frogan to do to him. This is that's what he wants. That's what he wants, dude.
Damn video.
He wants her to tug him down like that. You know what I mean?
That would be a good point if she was
the
right.
Premise wasn't a complete lie. 12 minutes, and most of it wasn't directly about you. So like, what are you talking about, lady? You're delusional. Yeah, it would have been 50 minutes of me talking about her if what she said was correct. But also, just because I think you're irrelevant doesn't mean you don't belong in the video. You are irrelevant. You're propped up by a bunch of ridiculous forces on Twitch and people.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, I mean, I think that they call that. I think they call that DEI. No, I'm just kidding.
Despite you being essentially can only be described as talentless, and you've been doing it now for years. Constantly rising starring it, and I think that's definitely noteworthy. Don't you?
I think you're giving her the fuel to succeed. You're giving her the motivation right now.
Good.
There you go.
I hope that she.
Wow. It's so interesting. You could tell that they don't like it. They're not enjoying Ethan bullying her, even though she's been religiously bullying him for how long. It's kind of funny. I don't know, dude. I don't know, bro. That's what I'm talking about. These people are too nice. It's like, oh God. Fucking, what are you doing?
I hope she harnesses it for good.
It's a fire in her heart.
And not another Ethan response video. She'll do it again. She's gonna do it again. Ethan responds to my response to my response to Ethan's
She
response.
watches like fucking reality TV on her stream. Get an editor to like edit it down and make sure that it doesn't get DMCA'd or something.
Wants to me complimenting Hamas.
The symbiotic
Didn't handle it, but yeah.
She loves Hamas, but she apparently hates hummus. At least the Sabra kind. It's terrible stuff.
Go with God. Take it, please.
Frogan is the fucking Antichrist.
Easy.
I wouldn't.
I feel like Frogan gets bullied so much for her looks that it makes people feel bad for her. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I think it's like it's silly that people are making fun of her looks. She's not a bad looking girl. Like all jokes aside, she's like decent looking. She's just a rude piece of shit.
Go that far. That's way too far, Hassan. I thought you liked her. Well, also another big part of the puzzle is that she's a moderator for Hassan. She's like a prominent member of his community and a moderator. So when she says shit about me that I think is insane, I feel like it's representative of.
Do you think Frogan's the one who denied my unban request on his stream?
The broader Hassan community and even perhaps Hassan himself. So that's why I included you.
Yes,
but like Frogan's.
Yes, of course.
Now just going to get a pile of shit on top of her that I have no control over because people are watching. Millions of people are watching his video, by the way.
Millions.
And they're reacting to it. And they're not having good reactions
Not
to it.
just our audience.
Far from our own, yeah.
I think it's funny that you think me being in the iDubbbz video is what's going to cause this harassment. When in reality, it's you, Ethan. You're acting like you haven't spent the last year and a half doing everything in your power to push people to bully and harass me.
Yeah, he hasn't. But you're a smelly girl, so.
Including weaponizing propaganda organizations such as the ADL to get me banned off Twitter.
I was actually shocked when I heard that Ethan has some kind of control over the ADL. I was like, wow, this feels really some kind of anti-Semitic. What did he do to weaponize the ADL? I don't understand that.
Because I made a joke about you not being able to say Habibi.
Okay. First of all, your joke was not about me not being able to say Habibi. This is just another gaslighting, ridiculous premise that you're lying about. Okay. I mentioned that in the video. And second of all, first of all, and second of all, and third of all, she says that I worked with the ADL to get Zionist, to deplatform. Now, what is her evidence that I work with the ADL other than the fact that I'm Jewish? Doesn't that strike you as a little fucking racist?
Yes, that's the whole point. That's the whole point, is for her to be anti-Semitic. That's been her whole entire thing. Her whole entire content base has been being anti-Semitic. That's her whole thing. That's literally it. That's her whole shtick. And it's popular for some reason. It's okay for leftists to be anti-Semitic for some reason. I don't really understand. It's fucking wild.
If I was talking to someone,
So what was the specific accusation here? Because
So my understanding, did the ADL? I imagine what she might be referring to is I imagine the ADL pressured Twitch to fucking take down the whole, like, give her like a ban or something. So that's her evidence that they worked together directly. I guess if that's true, I mean, is that what she's referring to? Did the ADL pressure Twitch to get her fucking banned or something? Because I don't really have no idea what she's fucking referring to.
I was working with the ADL to get Muslim or Islam or pro-Palestine creators
to get her banned,
to get Zionist
deplatformed, or what? Let me go back.
What did she say?
Power to push people to bully and harass me, including weaponizing propaganda organizations such as the ADL.
She says I weaponized the ADL.
So why is the ADL a propaganda organization? It's so interesting.
To
get me banned off Twitch because I made a joke about you not being able to say Habibi.
Okay, so it's specifically that she got
incredible
banned for
Mrs. Lips, everybody,
or the tier list segment
because of the ADL.
Mrs. Lips, everybody.
Right.
That I weaponized.
Right.
How did I do that?
I don't know exactly.
I've never talked about the ADL. I don't think. Never endorsed. I've never worked with. Like this is just racism. This is like if a black dude was like, if I was
I think, you know,
be careful, Ethan.
The ADL,
if she was talking to a black dude,
did criticize Twitch, right?
Say what?
The ADL did criticize Twitch.
Yeah, no,
right?
it's true that they're the ones that got them banned. They reached.
But saying working with is intentional.
Out during this whole Arab.
Also, I imagine black people would work with Frogan. She's a thick white girl, so let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying?
Tier list because it was going way beyond our community.
Right.
But blaming that on me is fucking insane. That's like being like, oh, black dude working with the NAACP, huh? Like with no evidence. It's like, what do you do?
This is Ethan, your comparisons are fucking absolutely horrible. It's not just the comparison, it's also the setup to it. Ethan criticized her for a race, like a racist dog whistle tier list, and so the ADL pressured Twitch to get like to punish her, right? And she's saying that like he worked with them, he actively worked with him, right? So like that's the whole thing, and that plays upon the Jewish conspiracy, like the Jewish question of like them all working together and having a secret shadow cabal. That's why what she's saying is anti-Semitic. So this is you're just a black person working with the ADL is not anything. Like, okay, or excuse me, with the NAACP or whatever is not really anything. There's the undertone of like an actual conspiracy theory that she's pushing there.
Doing.
Mm-hmm.
I know why he's trying to compare Jewish people to black people, because like it's black people are generally considered like the most oppressed class in America. So I understand it from like a comparison perspective. But it's not. Every time you do it and it doesn't hit, it makes you look a little silly.
It's also giving like shadowy org.
Yes.
Like Jews in their shadowy orgs.
Yes.
That is. It's crazy to lie about that.
Oh, that scared me. Oh my.
Ay.
I caramba. You guys remember? Power Rangers? I caramba. Although I guess that, or maybe I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of Simpsons. I'm thinking of All right, enough of this.
Or like fact with zero evidence. It's fucking insane.
Such your power to push people to bully and harass me, including weaponizing propaganda organizations such as the ADL to get me banned off Twitch because I made
The only people who call the ADL a propaganda organization are actual anti-Semites, just to be clear. Okay. Legitimate anti-Semites. Which is surprising because I don't think, based on her personality, not her looks, I don't think she'll ever be an ant.
Joke about you not being able to say Habibi.
She accused me of harassing her while simultaneously lying straight up about me in an anti-Semitic way, in my opinion. And then she'd go, "Why do you stop talking about me?" You know?
Is that not the thing?
Here, this is basically the logic. I think this person gets it. The point forward. It's simple. Dan Saltman worked with the ADL. Dan is Destiny Orbiter, and Ethan is secretly in cahoots with Destiny. Case solved. Yeah.
But no.
I mean, I guess if that's the case, you could hide behind that. It's like, no, I'm not supporting like the Jews control everything conspiracy. I'm actually just, I think it's the Destiny controls everything conspiracy, I guess.
It's iDubbbz, one of the only major creators besides Hassan who has actually defended me publicly in the last few months.
This
crazy. Next section is about the double standards of Ethan's thinking. Let's get started with this clip.
Personally, though, and I've seen Hassan do this before, is he's accused me of it. He goes, "Oh, you just hate Muslims." It's like, bro, can you actually please just respond to a real argument? Like, please, bro. You know, he just like, you can't just sweep everything away by saying that. It's just not right. Are people
Nobody wants to touch Destiny with a 10-foot pole nowadays. Yeah, I think that's because if you do, he's gonna secretly record it. You know,
very cruel to her. Yeah, for sure. So
I'm my own biggest fan, dude.
I'm supposing the counter to this would be showing me saying Islamophobic or anti-Arab jokes. That would be the counter to this clip. Because I think it's a good point I'm making there. You know, it's just, I don't know, man.
I don't know how to explain this to you, Ethan, because this is something you claim all the time, but some people are actually racist.
Yeah, I said that in the clip you showed.
Him all the time because they're racist, using his religion as a shield of criticism, as he claims people are doing to me. A lot of the comments I get are about me being a hijabi and me being Muslim, so no.
Not from me and my community. I don't you think that I'm the only community that you've upset? Like, have you forgotten the hordes of people on every corner of the internet that you have offended with your thoughtless, insane takes? Veterans deserve PTSD. Did you not think that would upset a fuckload of people who, by the way, lean conservative?
Yeah, that would upset those people more. True.
Community does not make fun of you wearing a hijab. We don't give a fuck about that. I never have. That's for damn.
No, I think I mean, obviously it's fine. It's religious expression. There's nothing wrong with that. Unless that religious expression is hating gay people. Okay. That's a bad thing. Hot take. But here's my thing. And I said it before. I'm going to say it again. I think that, like, listen, obviously she's like Muslim, you know, but I'm not saying she's a fake Muslim or anything. I'm just saying I remember when I was a kid in high school, excuse me, not high school, in like middle school, and I used to wear an old like a jacket, like a sweater vest, sweater, like a little jacket inside because I was self-conscious about my weight. And I feel like part of her motivation, obviously she's very religious, but part of her motivation is that she's wearing it because she feels self-conscious about her body and she doesn't want people to see her double chin. That's the same reason why I have a big old beard, dude. You know, it's one of the reasons why I look like a goddamn walrus. So, you know, I'm just saying.
Sure.
People are not more charitable to me because I wear the hijab, and I wish that was the case.
I have never, they accuse me of doing it. They go, oh, Ethan's just targeting Arab and Muslim creators. It's like, I have never one time mentioned her hijabi or brought anyone's fucking identity into my criticism of them. Okay, so again, that's a good point, but maybe I'm lying. Maybe I'm lying.
I thought you were just big upping yourself.
And I have done that. That would be the good counter to this.
So I was trying to find where this ADL connection came from, and the only thing I'm saying is that when we talked about Dan Clancy, when you brought up the tier list initially, it was October 21st. And then later after the show, I believe is when the ADL put out a tweet about it. So I don't know if
that's rock solid stuff. That's a great perfect accusatory to say I weaponized the ADL. It's insane. It's fucking insane. Anyway, she's about to prove that I'm Islamophobic, right? Let me do this again because I think it's good. I have never, they accuse me of doing it. They go, oh, Ethan's just targeting Arab and Muslim creators. It's like, I have never one time. By the way, Mike from PA, is he Arab or Muslim?
Oh, he wishes.
He wishes.
He's not.
No, Mike from PA doesn't wish that he was Arab or Muslim. He actually secretly hates all non-white people. He's just leftist so that he can hate the ones that they allow you to. That's why he doesn't like Jews, and that's why he criticized AB for being like a race traitor, because he secretly wants to say racist stuff, but he wants to feel justified in it. That's what he do be doing.
Is Sean the Black Arab or Muslim? I mean, I don't know if he's Muslim, but I don't think so. There's a lot.
I heard his name used to be Sean de Sabra. I didn't even know that. Did you guys know that? He used to have like a Lenny Kravitz look to him, and then he changed that because he felt embarrassed about it. Isn't that fucking crazy? That's just what I heard. I don't even know from where.
A lot of people in this story that is getting equal criticism that are not Muslim or Arab. It's fucking insane to claim that. It's just not even empirically true.
I saw today on the subreddit that Mike from PA is hanging out with Milhouse.
Oh yeah, two great kings. You know what I was just thinking that. It's Milhouse and the comic book guy. It's so true, dude.
Holy.
That's Mike from PA, and this is Milhouse. This is insanely poignant, this comparison.
Wow.
That is right on the money. Wow. I love this. Yeah, this is a great episode of Simpsons. I mean, who else, that I talked about who's not Arab and Muslim? I feel like there's a whole bunch of them. Mention her hijabi or brought anyone's fucking identity. Noah Samson is a white as fuck dude who's not Muslim. Why? You know what I mean? He's the one I'm saying I'm going to sue for defamation. So what the fuck? Be consistent.
Oh, so you're saying that Muslim people aren't worth suing, Ethan? Wow, dude. The mask comes off, dude. The mask comes off. You heard it. You heard it here first, guys.
Just a liar, dude. These people lie like nothing. They cry bully. They hit. They lie. It's pathetic. And finally, there's enough people noticing it. You know what I mean? This has been my life for 2 years, where these people attack, harass, malign, defame. And then when I defend myself, I'm crazy.
True.
I'm psychotic. That's not really what's happening. I'm hallucinating it. I'm a crazy Jew. Matt Lieb is a Jewish white dude. He's not Arab or Muslim. Seems like there's more white dudes or non-Arab Muslims than there are Arab Muslims. So what are you talking about, man? Again, this is why this all started, because you were straight off the, by the way, you're not the best at this. Straight off the back, when I unfollowed you for supporting Hamas, you said I'm Islamophobic. So I don't think it takes much for you to throw that around. By the way, Comrade Casey's a white dude.
Yeah, me too.
So we got Comrade Casey, we got Noah, we got Mike, Dan Clancy. We've got. I think Denims is.
She might be Muslim.
She's white.
She's Egyptian. I don't know what.
Well, she's from Lebanon, so I'll give her that. But is she Muslim? I don't even know.
No, she from Egypt, I believe.
So background at least, probably, right? So I wouldn't even include her. I'll give her that one. You know, it's like, what are we doing here? Come on. And by the way, I will never say, like, when I call someone like Frogan anti-Semitic, I'm doing it in the context of a specific example. I'm saying this, what she just did, is anti-Semitic. But these people don't know how to engage honestly. They just don't. They're incapable. To my criticism of them.
You haven't said anything about me being Muslim directly, but your ideas about...
Sorry. I just want to go back because I think this is so rich. Of doing it. They go, oh, Ethan's just targeting Arab and Muslim creators. It's like, I have never one time mentioned her hijabi or brought anyone's fucking identity into my criticism of them. So to include this clip, surely she has clips of me doing the contrary.
You haven't said anything about me being Muslim directly.
I mean, her eyelashes do be on fleek. She did eat with those eyelashes, though.
Yeah, we're getting more apt comparisons here from Hook, which is good.
Ice cream, Nate.
I think this is an apt one where Mike is the bum.
I don't know why you guys are shitting on Captain Hook. He's like a fucking pioneer. He's literally serving the C word with that one. I think that's a thing, right? That's a thing that the gays say. It's pretty cool.
Bumbling, incompetent fool. And then Millhouse is this pathetic, bumbling simp.
Shmee.
Who is this guy? I don't understand who that is.
Shmee!
Love it.
Me too, man.
But
so her point is, I'm like, I've never done that. And she's like, okay, fine. You've never actually done it. But it's like, well, what the fuck are you doing?
Ideas about Muslims are pretty obvious from what you say. Here are a few of many examples.
Why don't you just make it easier? Why don't you just fly? Okay, this one is really crazy to me. This is from October 9th, 2023. And I am sure that the context of this is completely different than she's representing it. Someone find me that clip?
It's from what you say. Here are a few of many examples.
Why don't you just make it easier? Why don't you just fly to ISIS and do them a favor and just let them, just serve yourself on a platter for them because you deserve it.
I just don't even know what's going on here. I remember seeing that clip. I just don't understand what it is.
How is that even in like, how's that Islamophobic? You don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like literally zero context. I'd love to see it though. I want, maybe she's right. Maybe I am, have stuff to apologize for. Oh, this guy. This is, by the way, okay. So this is this guy who was on October 7th in all of my mentions saying horrifically pro-Hamas, disgusting fucking filth. And so obviously I was getting heated on that day, which I shouldn't have been, obviously, right? I wish I had a suit on that day, but let's be real, my emotions were pretty charged up, especially in the wake of this, being taunted online by what I thought were normal people. So this dude, I looked into him a little bit because I was like, who is this fucking guy who's like harassing me on Twitter with that most heinous dog shit? He says, I'm on South Beach having fun. So I looked into him. He has a gay-oriented OnlyFans.
All right.
And he's doing drugs. Cool. So I think what I said was that, you're out there defending Hamas.
Yeah, when Hamas would obviously kill you. They don't like gay people. They don't like sex work. They don't like drugs. Lame.
Right? An organization that would fucking murder you if they knew who you were, if they knew what you're about. And I think that's a fucking valid point. I don't think this is Islamophobic at all. I think
it is a valid point. We've been gaslit into thinking that like criticizing Hamas for being massively oppressive is like a bad take. Like, no, it's not. They are very oppressive to their own people. They want their people to die so they can run propaganda. They literally hide within civilian infrastructure. They could run propaganda machines. Like, it is what they do. Like, I mean, it doesn't mean that doesn't mean that you get to ignore all the things that the Israeli government are doing. But like, we have to stop pretending. This is fucking out of control.
This is
ridiculous. What is happening right now?
Completely true. It is. I fail to see how that's. I mean, this is anti this dude, right? But is your argument that Hamas is okay with someone having a gay OnlyFans in Gaza? Give me a break. Stop being silly. And then here's another one. Ethan, I'm not Zionist Klein, playing Twitch or terrorist live to thousands of people. Islamophobia full on display. So, granted, this doesn't look good. And I probably I shouldn't have done this, right? It was petty and it was stupid and it plays up dumb tropes. Now, what they don't show is this is just the landing page. It's not even comparing Hassan to Osama bin Laden. And I think when we played that game, I was pretty fair about like, this is dumb, this is stupid, this doesn't really prove anything. You know, I was pretty much like dismissive of the game when we played it mostly. But that being said, I think this was a mistake to do, and obviously it doesn't look good.
Nope.
I wouldn't compare. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I wouldn't compare Hassan.
It sounds like Dan was pretty against the playing of this game from the start.
To Osama bin Laden. He's much worse. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. Playing a gag here. But I mean, the fact that you can even play a game when there's people on Twitch, by the way, who are not all, like, how many times do we have to point out the amount of people participating in this who are not Arab or Muslim? The fact that you can even play a game where it's hard to tell, like, did a terrorist say this or a Twitch streamer say this, I think is kind of sad. But that being said, I can see why people perceive this as being like Islamophobic, especially out of context with it being like, oh, I'm
not really. It seems like a big nothing burger.
I'm comparing Hassan and Osama bin Laden, which is just the landing page. There's no.
You guys got to leave Hassan Parker alone, okay?
Regarding the post on the left, like you were saying, you were talking to him specifically. I think why this offended a lot of people was because for so long, Muslims are referred to as homophobic and stuff. These cultures are my culture, they're referred to as being homophobic as an excuse to just be like indiscriminately bombed by like America and a bunch of other, and a bunch of other conflicts as well. So yeah, you were talking about him specifically, and I know you didn't mean it in that way, but that's why I feel like so many people got offended by it.
No, I think that there's too much. We're not talking about somebody bombing anybody. We're talking about somebody overly supporting a terrorist organization. That's what we're talking about here. All right, like I understand that there are probably some people who will be like, "Oh, we have to attack them because they have a bad culture, and it's justified to, basically obliterate these people." Obviously, that's not true. But if you're sitting here and you're fucking overly supporting Hamas, okay, they would kill you if you were a gay OnlyFans creator. So that's just a fact.
Because I think these cultures aren't able to advance and grow because of what they're subject to.
Listen, I mean, again, with the fucking no. Saudi Arabia is like a rich country and they have regressive shit too. It's not, you guys have to stop pretending that like all Western influence means that like nobody can advance beyond any means. Get the fuck out of here. Like Saudi Arabia is rich and they still oppress women there. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, let's stop pretending that it's all so simple, that everything's America's fault. Oh, it's 100% America's fault. Oh, if it wasn't for America, if it wasn't for America, the literal pinnacle of freedom, they would be so free. It's like, yeah, you're right, dude. Okay, if you say so.
Sure. Yeah. I did not say that, hey, Muslims hate gay people, so what are you doing?
Right.
I didn't say that.
Right.
I was being very specific about Hamas, who's a militant jihadist group that believes that homosexuality is punishable by death.
Yes.
Right? Let alone doing sex work. You're not going to find many sex workers in Gaza, probably, or at least openly. Sure, I get that. I think a lot of people exploited this in bad faith, though, also, who like know what I'm saying, that point I'm making, and try to, because I see this paraded around like constantly. She goes, there are so many examples of you being Islamophobic. Anyway, here's three like really weird, like here's two kind of, in my opinion, weak ones, and one that doesn't even fucking make sense. Oh, we found the context of the one she pulled. Let's see. Thank you. That's all I have to say. So if you think Hamas is dope, just remember that you even more. I don't know. Let me see what I'm talking about. Am I talking about her? We all deserve to be burned alive because of what our daughter, who I'm sure has the same exact politics as him, was fucking kidnapped and all of her friends killed in front of her. Oh yeah, it's all this. Yeah, I'm just responding to horrific Twitter takes, which I'm so glad I'm off.
Fuck.
She wasn't raped. She wasn't abused. She was in Gaza and safely drinking a bottle of water. She was taken as a bargaining chip to free thousands of Palestinians whom Israel detains without charges. This girl was taken by these sweet love Hamas, and they gave her a bottle of water, you guys. That's great. That's so kind. Her boyfriend is still in captivity, by the way, and she witnessed people dying in captivity. And obviously she was kidnapped from the Nova massacre. So let's chill out a little bit on how well she's doing. And that's her husband, by the way, who's being taken at gunpoint, probably murdered. Still in captivity. And by the way, Hamas says they're going to start murdering civilians one at a time on TV. So I'm sure they're going to take really good care of her. Like, Hamas is some kind of humanitarians that follow like rules of engagement. It's just crazy. I don't know. To me, am I wrong? I mean, that's fucked up. It's like, why are you liking that? You know what? All it's doing is just whitewashing Hamas. Let me, God damn it. She's fine. Let me speed this up so I don't spend forever watching this. I just want to see the whole context of it.
But we'll go into that.
It's crazy. Yeah, they dragged her away. Her boyfriend's missing. He was dragged away right in front of her. Was she paraded around dead? No, I don't think that was her, but there was another girl whose body was just basically, people were celebrating and dancing around her corpse and just dragging it. Mm-hmm. I'm not celebrating that. I'm not celebrating anything like that. And so like, oh yeah, this was another weird story. 23andMe got hacked and people specifically obtained Ashkenazi Jew data. Did you see that story?
We talked about it on Friday. I think you were maybe
okay, yeah, that's why I don't remember.
They're gonna come right to my doorstep, dude.
It was like right after poor Zach submitted his 23andMe data. It was like right after.
They know. They know. I mean, isn't that weird? I mean, how are you supposed to feel about that as an Ashkenazi Jew? Oh yeah, somebody hacked this DNA database and only took information about Ashkenazi Jews.
The shit I've heard the last months is just nothing surprises me anymore.
Yeah, well, actually, you're hallucinating it. You're a crazy, paranoid Jew.
I am.
Just in your head.
It's just in my head.
According to Ian, he says, I'm sure anti-Semitism is a thing in your head.
Yeah.
No, I like that Anissa's husband, excuse me, sexist. Like, pretend that was the weirdest part of that whole video, because it was like iDubbbz acknowledging that there was some anti-Semitism, but he didn't want to directly acknowledge it or say that there was anti-Semitism, and he downplayed it a little bit. It was so strange. It was like he knew that there was a problem, but he refused to actually represent it properly.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, and Israel said they're leveling Gaza. Yeah, and so when the fuck and I've been saying that that's psychotic too. So then, because the government of Israel is psychotic, barbaric freaks, okay, then you're going to be like... Careful, Ethan, you're getting a little too close to calling out the IDF and Israeli government's wanton violence in Gaza. Careful there. Hamas. So you can say, then it's cool what Hamas is doing. What's the point of saying that? Saying, yeah, Israel does bad stuff too. Right. So what is the point of saying that? You're trying to justify Hamas killing people. Sorry, I don't support either one of them. You know. I'm speeding up more.
That's it, man. Fucking
Faster.
gross. I think people are way too comfortable just being pro-terrorist right now. Makes me want to puke.
And I'm glad to report that...
Have we gotten to the part where...
No, not yet. We're getting
Okay.
there. It's not, I'm not fat. And I'm glad to report that after 2 years, everything's gotten so much better.
Yeah. Yeah, for
It's
sure.
gonna get worse before it gets better. A lot worse. It's gonna get a lot fucking worse, man. Sad. Dude, are you guys even listening to what I'm saying? I do not support Hamas, but it's wild to act like Israel hasn't acted similarly for decades.
I can't believe Ethan cut his hair like that as a dog whistle to be like pro skinhead. You know, at least according to iDubbbz, I would imagine, considering he used the example where he mocked Elon Musk doing the Hail Hitler. Well,
Bro, are you listening to what I'm saying?
This was when I was constantly getting triggered by Hassan fans. Thank God that's over.
Like, are people even listening to the words I'm
Is that
saying?
over?
No, I mean, like, they were like...
That's over?
They were infiltrated our community. And I was so I was like at battle with my own.
They were our
community.
community. I mean,
Well, they're gone.
When did you say this was? This was
yeah, that was the Hassan portion of the community.
like
October. This is like 2 days
October
after
8th
October
or something?
7.
Yeah.
October 9.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
They were, and they're gone now. Thank God. Thank God.
Huh, doesn't seem like it. I'm just saying, don't cheer for terrorists who parade around desecrated corpse and kill children and burn families alive. I don't think that that's a crazy take.
It's not. This guy's spitting.
If you think it is, then let's go invite the Iraqi terrorists who are exacting revenge, well-deserved revenge, to come to your city block and kill every fucking one you love and burn them alive. Cool, man.
I think even now that's a poignant comparison. People are like, "Oh yeah, Hamas is actually morally correct." So I'm not going to criticize them at all for slaughtering 1,000 civilians. Then you know, America has done untold fucking destruction in Iraq. Estimated 1 million people died in that war, Iraqis. So, like, if they come to your neighborhood and start killing you guys as revenge for that, you're saying that would be totally fine by the same logic. It's not rocket science.
We deserve it, right? I mean, Americans, do we all deserve to be burned alive because of what our government has done? How much has the American government done? How bad? Do we all deserve to die?
Get to the point,
How many of
Ethan.
you all are fucking keyboard warriors sitting at home in America, okay, and the safety of your home? You deserve to die? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. Me personally, it's possible. I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Spit.
Because I don't think you believe that. I don't think you'd be cool.
I did. I think maybe I do. And here's why. I was at Walmart the other day returning an item. And the return line was long, and my wife and I were there together. So she went and shopped while I waited on the return line, and I got to the front. And I didn't have a receipt for this item, so I was like, "Oh yeah, just you can give a store credit. I don't care." She's like, "Okay," and she's like, "Well, the item is on clearance now. Is that okay if it's only ringing up as $6? Is that okay?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." Talked to my wife. She returned it, but she had bought it for the full price of like $15. Oh my God, are you kidding me? $15? So I felt so stupid that I let Walmart rip me off. A fucking gargillion, very, very, big brand. They just ripped me off. So I told my wife, I didn't actually say, this is a joke, by the way. None of this is true. None of this is true, by the way. So I told my wife, I said, "Oh, just maybe we can get discounted $10 on items that we buy." I can't wink. I have compulsive tics. Anyway, so my wife, we counted up $10 and we got a couple of discounts. Buy two get one frees here and there. Because I had to make that money back because I'm just feeling like that's kind of rude. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, a minimum wage worker over here. You guys are you're fighting harder for you think why are you fighting for Walmart so hard? They don't respect you. What the hell are you doing? So anyway, I think my wife, I think she accidentally overestimated the discount that we got, and that made me a little upset. But what are you going to do? So, but the part that I feel bad about, the point that I'm making is I don't feel bad for Walmart. I just feel kind of stupid that I didn't assert myself more. I just kind of didn't care enough. That's the part that I'm saying. Okay.
Who's cheering for them? A lot of fucking people. A lot. I don't need to talk about Israel horrible things. I've done that. I talk about the horrible things Israel's done. I've done that.
Whoa.
I do that.
Dude, that's crazy.
Thank you. That's all I have to say.
Wait,
so
I still didn't
if you
hear
think Hamas is dope, just remember.
Here. We finally come to the moment.
Here.
This is the moment. Her first and great example of my blatant Islamophobia.
Okay.
Thank you. That's all I have to say. So if you think Hamas is dope, just remember that you, even more than Israelis perhaps, deserve to be burned alive by terrorists and your whole family murdered in front of you. So there you go.
Oh wait, that's not even.
In fact, why don't you just make it easier? Why don't you just fly to ISIS and do them a favor and just let them, just serve yourself on a platter for them because you deserve it.
I'm not even talking
scumbag,
about anyone
freak.
specifically. I was just talking about people who are supporting terrorism and saying like, if you terrorists are so great, why don't you go hang out with ISIS?
Based?
I don't think that's Islamophobic at all, what I said. I think it's it's fucking ridiculous. Give me a
Yeah, I don't think that he had to go through like all that just to show us that, like, obviously it was fucking horseshit. Frogan's a piece of dog shit,
break. She can't even explain why this is Islamophobic. She didn't even try.
These savage fucking freaks, man.
Well, yeah, but that's not,
here's another
that's not
Israeli
the
one.
point. That's not what she has to do. Her audience is Hassan's audience. They're just very dumb, and they'll accept everything as fact. So you don't even have to really, bargain with them.
Neil, I know it's hard to present this position.
So yeah, that's okay. Killed it with that one.
Like, I think per capita, a lot of the weird fucking terrorism and crimes and shit, I mean, there's definitely some strong thread of violence through the Muslim community.
Yeah.
Or Arab Muslims, to be more specific.
Hey, you'll notice that clip is like 10 years old. So she's been a long-term fan preceding that clip. I will say that that's not a position that I would never say that now. That was like the Sam Harris, like Islam religion of violence shit. But like, obviously I've educated myself a lot more. I don't think Islam is more violent than any other religion. I think that
True, I agree. I think all religions are kind of bad. They're not necessarily bad, but I mean, they kind of are, just to be clear. I mean, I think it's a beautiful thing to have a faith in something, but if your faith starts defying your reality, if you can't split those two sides, your faith and your logic side, then you're fucking insane.
Like
all organized religions are just teaching you how to deal with, like, how to put up with authoritarian rule and like follow authoritarian rule. So
there was, at least I think even more in the previous decades, a lot of Muslim extremist groups doing terrorism, but that was more that was directly a response to like Western interventionism in the Middle East. So it's not even fair to say like, oh, Muslims are inherently more violent because there's a bunch of terrorist organizations. So I completely disavow that statement, and I apologize too for saying something that offensive.
At least she did come up with one.
That was one. That was one valid. That was the only one.
Okay.
Which again, it was 10 years old. You can see how fucking old this clip is. She was my biggest fan. She was my biggest fan.
I'm sure she wasn't a fan of that statement, but
no, but
I get your meaning. That was like probably 2017.
I don't think she was a fan of this statement. I agree. Yeah. I just think that, all of a sudden it's like, yo, this guy needs to be fucking. This dude is the worst person alive.
Thank you, by the way, 50 gifted subs from Trumblebum.
That's a new one, Trumblebum.
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 Let's
I like that name.
get it. Thank you so much for the gifted 50 of them. Trumblebum bum.
I go hard at Becky.
That's so nice.
Oh my fucking God. Yeah.
I appreciate you apologizing. That being said, watch your back later.
I always do. Yeah. No, I mean that was
the good old days, am I right? I'm just kidding.
That was a dumb, careless statement.
Take.
Yeah,
That's a bad take.
Yeah, it's a bad take. It's an ignorant take,
Was that like Sam Harris's thing at one point? I've never really followed that guy.
Yeah, no, it's still his thing.
That's still his thing.
Is like Islam is the religion of violence and all this kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's still his.
The translation of the word Islam in Arabic is peace.
Crazy.
Ironic. That's ironic.
Checkmate. Anywho.
The Muslim community. Or Arab Muslims, to be more specific.
The next thing I want to bring up are the double standards both Ethan and Gila have for themselves.
She sounds like she's doing like a fucking presentation for school. Like, she sounds so organic,
Let's get started with this clip.
She's so sassy. She's
It's very formal. I think
her
she
delivery.
took like a Toastmasters class recently or something.
Oh,
damn! Even he's getting in on the bullying, dude. Come on, toast. It's fatphobic. It's not incredible.
it's just you feel the sass. She's like, hit me.
Really? I didn't.
Really?
That wasn't what I was feeling.
I feel the sass, Ethan.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't feel that? It's coming. It's radiating.
I feel it.
The next thing I want to bring up are the double standards. Both
Oh, I wasn't
Ethan and Hila
watching,
have
so I didn't
for
see the
themselves.
body language. That does change it.
Watch this sass.
Let's get started with this clip.
We misspoke. It didn't sound good. We immediately corrected ourselves. You know, that's how mature people do. That's how you.
Yeah,
That's how you're supposed to handle yourself.
Once again, talking about the gallant thing.
Like, what more do you want me to do?
I have no problem apologizing and admitting and whatever is needed when things happen.
This was in response to people bringing up how Hila said Yoav Gallant was a great guy, even though he's literally a war criminal and pro-genocide. I'm a live streamer as well. I know.
That's so crazy. That's a bold statement. Okay, I'm a live streamer as well. Wow, crazy.
Being live for hours and hours on end, you can misspeak, and that is exactly what happened when.
That is true if you're actually talking, Frogan, but you just watch reality TV on your stream, so that's not going to happen. This is, like, by the way, this is her, that's on her stream. I know the last time she streamed, I think, was like around when she pushed this video out. You couldn't, I mean, what? I feel like you're giving people ammo with this picture, Frogan. Anyway, let's see what she's got going on here. Let's see what we got here. Lots of talking. Oh, she's doing her makeup for this long, for 5 hours? Wow, that's impressive. There it is, reality TV show. There we go. Attaboy. We found it. We got there eventually. This is disturbing.
Whenever I said the thing about the U.S. military, I said it in a way in which I didn't mean, and I also clarified it on Twitter by saying the U.S.
This is fucking insane. Oh, crap. She says that her statement that all veterans deserve PTSD was a misspeak.
She misspoke?
Yeah, and then she's acting like the next day she didn't double down with a now infamous, notorious clip of her going, based? I still agree with that.
Why the fuck didn't he play the meme, the sound?
Based?
That's the origin of the based sound.
That was the next day,
was
her
calling
reaction.
herself based
Yes.
for.
Pull it up. Yeah, she's watching her.
based?
So she, I mean, again, like, why are you...
That makes it seem like you didn't misspeak, if I'm being honest.
I think she tripled down even. I think even the third time.
There was
she
a third?
I'm pretty sure.
There was a third down?
I think
she's triple scooped, guys. I can't believe Frogan triple scooped. Could you believe that she was triple down that? What?
She only made this...
What?
Not really even an apology, frankly.
Yeah.
This is the apology? Let's see.
Yeah, and frankly, am I right, guys?
Well, hold on.
I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know why I said that. Incredible.
Let me show what she actually said the next day.
I have no pity at all for.
So here's
why not just play it all in one go? Why pause every 30 seconds? I think it's because it's my fucking stream. What do you mean? The hell are you talking about?
She is watching her clip.
any fucking soldiers.
Or are you talking about Ethan? Who are you criticizing here? Or who are you? Am I banning you or what?
Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. The U.S.
Damn.
Dog Frogan.
What about Hamas, Frogan? Aren't they just soldiers to you? Do you have any pity for them, girl?
That's not a slur. Military? Who fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
Ooh.
Oh my god, I want my fucking Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you. I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
That's
okay,
crazy.
what part did you cut out? What part did you cut out? He cut out the most important context of the clip. Okay?
What? Which part is that?
He cut out the most important context of the clip. Where I said, not the ones that regret their service.
That doesn't make it better.
Oh shit, dude.
That's still awful. That's so stupid. What do you mean?
You think that Hassan regrets getting serviced by her? I'm just questioning that.
That doesn't help you at all. It doesn't help you at all.
Okay.
This clip obviously made the rounds on social media and rightfully outraged a lot of people. Here's how she responded the next day.
I hope you get PTSD.
Oh, so this is her.
Yeah, that's this first reaction, and this is the third reaction.
This is
I'm watching right
there's
now.
layers. Yeah. So I show in my content nuke her.
Just like an ogre, guys. Can't believe Ethan has been calling her, saying that she looks like an ogre. This is terrible stuff.
Her reaction the next day.
Got it.
This is her reaction to the reaction.
And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
She's smiling. Even now, she's smiling and laughing about it.
They posted it in my head. I'm like, base?
Based?
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay. Caramba.
Yep. By the way, if you want to be serious, if you actually want to make this comparison, I mean, the Gallant thing we took seriously, and it's not something that I joke about at all. It's something that I clarified my position on, that I don't take lightly, and that I certainly am not making jokes about and laughing about, like, oh, they think Gallant's a really nice guy, actually. I don't know, whatever the fucking way to trivialize.
No, that whole clip where Frogan says that she hopes like people in the military get PTSD. It's just her trying to have a Hassan moment. You know, when Hassan said, America deserved 9/11, he was trying to have a viral moment that he could obviously be intentionally insensitive to, and then come back with the bullshit excuse of like, oh, I was just trying to have a conversation about how, American intervention in the Middle East has had a negative impact and has bred some of these terrorist organizations, right? That's the whole point. It's to get views, to be insensitive on purpose, to get attention. Frogan tried to do the exact same thing by saying that she hopes people that are in the military get PTSD, and then afterwards she goes, well, actually, I was just trying to say that really it's I just meant the ones that regret it, that don't regret being in the service. That's the whole thing. It's intentionally trying to farm like attention on Twitter. Like it's trying to be emotionally unintelligent, to be provocative so that they can get views and clicks. That is the whole point. It's just rage baiting.
It's people being mad about that.
And then pretending that they're intelligent. It's childish.
Just a child.
Beast.
It's not funny. I'm not laughing at that because the thing is, I never lived this down. Like I'll literally have like Scootish fucking go, oh, based.
She loves that became.
That's terrible. I hate that you said that in the chat. 100 Israelis versus Frogan is fucking insane. That's fucking wild, dude. That. Oh my god. The gorilla meme? What? Based?
Became a thing because it's the only taste of relevance she'll probably ever have. Yeah, imagine Hila said, based after reviewing. Be like, hey, people are upset about what we said about Gallant. And Hila's like, I still agree with that. Based?
Right. Oh, God. This is...
based?
She continually, the thing is like, she's so obviously lying that I just don't know why she does this, because it's just digging the hole deeper. And she's enabled by people like Hassan, who just yesterday was like, oh, it's so obvious. The only reason people talk about Frogan is because she's a hijabi. It's like, that doesn't help her. She needs someone to be honest with her. She's a fucking mean-spirited person that's constantly saying really disgusting things.
Yeah. She's like the middle-aged woman at a party that's saying the R slur because they think it's funny and they're a little drunk. Like that's the kind of Frogan, the energy Frogan has. She has like middle-aged mom energy that like thinks that she's funny. She's 2 mimosas into a party she was never really invited to, and she's saying like rude shit because she thinks it's funny. That's literally Frogan's energy. That's all it is.
Problem is, truly though, is that she was trying to be like Hassan. She's just not as good at it.
True.
So
based.
Fucking Antichrist.
No, she's not the Antichrist.
Definitely not the Antichrist.
Maybe the Uncle Christ. Guys, do you guys think that I've been using the anti-uncle joke way too much? One's in the chat. If you think that I'm beating that joke to death.
Stop it.
She's just young and stupid. It's fine.
Definitely, like I said, I think the level of hate she gets, definitely her hijab contributes to it. But, as a Muslim too, like some of the things she said, like the PTSD thing, I was worried for her in the moment because I knew what was going to come out of that.
You were worried for her? What? Bro, you guys are so fucking cringe. You were worried for her because she said something really horrible about people getting PTSD? Come on, bro. AB, knock it off. Bring on the CD, dude. Okay? Enough of this.
Like, and it's so obvious that would get you a ton of shit.
Also, she's no
matter who you are that says that.
Right. But you want to know what in his defense? I didn't care that she said it. To be honest with you, like I was like, oh, that's shitty, and then I moved on. I don't really care that much. I mean, like I respect our military, but not enough to cut me in the line at Wingstop. Based, fucking crazy. Dude, I went to Buffalo Wild Wings the other day. It was like the first week of their special, their unlimited wings special or whatever. So, and I understand. And I understand that I'm sure that they were struggling, but I got there, we got there like 6:30, maybe 6:40. They sat us by 7:20. Understandable. sat down. We ordered our wings. The waitress came over real fast. Next, maybe 5 minutes we were ordering. Didn't get our wings for an hour. Our first round of wings. And it sucked because she didn't even like come out and tell us like, hey, we're running really slow. We just kind of figured it out because we heard her tell other people that it's really slow. And I was like, not based? Like, what the fuck? So it kind of pissed me off. And then I was like, hey, can we just switch it over and just like pay for the 10 wings we got? Or the 20 wings we got altogether? We each got 10. And then like I could leave. And they're like, oh yeah, no problem. They did that. But it was just a fucking nightmare.
Right.
Right.
But she's obviously like striking at the heart of like this deep traumatic time in America when like, and she does this when she makes the 9/11 jokes too. When like there was...
What is happening?
There's two sides to it, but you got to be able to. I mean, if you're gonna say stuff like that, you're gonna get that kind of crazy fucking backlash. And again, I'm not justifying it's not right, it's not fair.
Oh yeah,
I don't want it to happen. I spoke against it.
I lost my train of thought. She's attacking the army, right? And talking about soldiers getting PTSD, which is like it's just gonna rile up the worst type of people.
You've given them their excuse that they want to
just
be
exactly what they want to see a Muslim person saying.
I mean, it's the same shit they do to you too. It's like they'll find something you said and like, oh, this is the perfect excuse for me to be, open.
Well, no, it's not the same thing because she's saying it for that attention. It's very different.
Openly anti-Semitic.
Yeah, no, 100%. People are like, yes. All the like actual Islamophobic, like, army simps, whatever, are just like, yes, baby. This is premium.
Feasting on
freaky, Bobbit.
Exactly.
The thing is just like, even knowing all that, like, I guess you should just, if you're gonna say inflammatory stuff, like, I'm not gonna say that you can't be an inflammatory person, but then don't get shocked when there's backlash. You know what I mean? Like,
yes. Well, I think part of it's that Frogan dehumanizes people in the American military, so she doesn't care about, like, she doesn't think it's justifiable for her to get backlash, which is strange because she's saying it because she wants to get backlash, but she wants to be, she's saying it because she wants people to be like, oh my God, this is so based. Oh, what a cool guy. That's the whole point of why she's saying it.
That's the crybolly thing that really,
right, I guess it is. That's what it boils down to.
That's what upsets people the most about her.
We call it poopy boying around my neighborhood. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
Like, there's lots of people on the internet that say edgy shit, way edgier shit than anything Frogan said, and they get shit for it, and they just like they're comfortable with that.
You just don't care,
or at least real about it.
It's
kind of crazy to for us all to just assume this premise that you're being bullied. Come on.
Yeah.
True.
And then just saying that it was a misspeak when there was not just a double but a triple down.
Triple decker Sunday.
You can't.
What Hila said. What
I don't know. I got to think about this now because I know Harley did pull out a Creator Clash 3 because of the iDubbbz hit piece against Ethan Klein. I think so. At least that's my assumption. And then iDubbbz reached out to Tectone to see if he'd do it, and he said absolutely not. So I'm wondering, like, that's pretty much the end of Creator Clash unless Hassan steps up and decides that he'll fight to save the day. I mean, I don't know.
You can't pull that card. You can't pull that card after the triple down. Like, it's too late.
Triple down.
And by the way, what we said
the double down was bad.
Was boneheaded. It wasn't good, right? And it didn't convey what we actually were trying to convey. The next day, we apologized for it, and we clarified. That is not what you did by any stretch of the imagination. And you just coming out here and lying about it is not helping you. Because it's so obvious.
So obvious, dude.
I'm going to hit her with the Asmongold.
Whoa!
Somebody's got to be honest with you, girl. I do it because I care about you.
You're going to hit her?
I guess
no, don't do that.
I should pull that soundbite of him.
That take was so good. I love that shit.
Base?
She loves it. She loves it.
It's not funny. It's not funny. I'm just because, like, bro, this haunts me. It fucking haunts me, bro. Like, am I supposed to be like I'm not walking back on it. I still fucking agree with it. Base.
The smug defiance Frogan is showing is only because she knows that Twitch will do nothing
she's
to
not
moderate
walking
her,
it back. Like, again, you could say I realized how wrong that was, and you know, after I realized how many people I've said and how that came across. Like, there is a way that you can walk that back, even after the double triple down. But that way isn't saying I misspoke. You didn't misspeak.
Yeah.
You explicitly said that you didn't misspeak.
That's the cowardly way of not being like,
Yes.
I have an opinion that I formulated that comes from a bad place that I need to like address that.
Mm-hmm.
It's no, I meant to say green, but I accidentally said red.
Who fucking who?
By the way, her
Twitch will do nothing to moderate me. Hello? Sir. Mr. Old Man, I understand you're fucking aging.
Me?
Like, can we please remember that I got banned for 30 days?
Yeah.
Because of
And you're okay. Whatever. I'm not even gonna interface with this shit. Let's read this argument, or not argument. This is the apology she shows.
Right.
The U.S. military has conducted some of the most horrific crimes against humanity in the modern era in countries such as Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Lebanon, and Palestine. My anger is directed at individuals who are currently championing these war crimes as if they, quote, liberated my people. It's horrific and disgusting.
Is War Crimes a fucking World of Warcraft streamer? I don't know.
The beginning of the clip was worded poorly, and I do apologize for that. I go on to clarify in the clip that I do not mean all military, but specifically those with no remorse. So she's going back to that like it's a good point. What I said was out of frustration, as they are currently bombing.
She wasn't saying it out of frustration either. She's lying about that. She said it because she wants to sound cool.
My family in the name of liberation. I realized that.
I didn't know that we were bombing Michigan. Fuck.
People. I don't think it's in the name of
peace to the Middle West, dude.
Liberation.
Peace to the Middle West.
I realized that wishing people harm isn't the best way to talk about these issues, and I could have talked about these topics in a more sensitive way.
The last part's so decent.
Yeah.
Like that was.
Yeah, but it's all fake. It's all a lie. It's all a scam. It's all a ruse. It's all silly goosery.
Better than I expected.
But I think it's absolutely.
Oh, he dropped out after being harassed by Bandit Banana. That makes sense.
Yeah. Mad.
Well, I mean, iDubbbz basically co-signed that Bandit Banana shit. So.
Because she's still doubling down on this. Actually, I just only hate the people that don't regret it, which is dumb for so many reasons. Like these people are enlisted. And by the way, a lot of people, they get PTSD. They come home. Maybe you regret it, but it takes you time to get there. So it's like, go to hell, get PTSD, regret it. I don't know. Not everybody does something that's regrettable either. A lot of shit in the army is just like regular shit that like people who have not great prospects in life get out there to pay for college or something like that.
That's why they try to keep people dumb in America so that they'll go into the military. Let's be fucking real. Let's be absolutely real, dude. Let's be real. They got to keep them dependent on it.
Oh, so she's framing it like she didn't triple down.
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
The other issue, or the main issue.
Exactly.
this military has conducted some of the
Holy
most
shit, 25 million views. And she's blaming me for the harassment she gets. This is all 25 million views? Girl, I can't do that.
horrific crimes against humanity in the modern era in countries such as
I don't
Iraq,
believe Twitter
Afghanistan,
views at
Syria,
all,
Lebanon,
though.
and Palestine.
I do want to say.
That's true.
Well, the Twitter impressions are inflated because it's just like basically if somebody just kind of like farts on your post, it becomes an impression. I think Twitter impressions are meant to, I think they're meant to make you almost like addicted rather than being necessarily productive. Like YouTube Shorts, they actually decided to change the way that they count views. So you basically get double the views that you normally would. At least that's what it shows, but the monetization is not any different because they would have different viewing like parameters on how views are counted. And I think Twitter's is probably the most liberal, so it makes you like feel like you got like a lot of views. Like, oh man, I got like 1 million views on this, but like compared to another platform, it might be like 200,000, if that. So
it's still high, but that's true.
I feel like they inflate the fuck. Like all social media does it to an extent, but no shot that 25 million people were reading this tweet.
That's true. But it's still a lot for Twitter, even.
I suppose
depending on whatever the actual real number is.
Yeah.
My anger is directed at individuals who are currently championing these war crimes as if they liberated my people. It's horrific and disgusting. The beginning of the clip was worded poorly, and I do apologize for that. I go on to clarify in the clip that I do not mean all military.
Topic of versus 100 cheeseburgers, dude. I feel like I would lose. I'd get a heart attack. What are you talking about? The gorilla wouldn't lose.
But specifically those with no remorse. What I said was out of frustration as they are currently bombing my family in the name of liberation. I realize that wishing people harm isn't the best way to talk about these issues and that I could have talked about these topics in a more sensitive way. And like I said initially, I'm not granted that charitability at all.
I want to explain it because people bring it up nonstop. I
Imagine Bad Empanada was a girl though, and it was like actually a hot girl instead of like a weird looking Amish fucking weirdo.
I apologize for
I
it
see
right
what
away.
she's saying, but this is such a bad counterexample using the Gallant thing, just because it's such a obvious, like in Hila's case, it genuinely was sort of a lost in translation situation.
Absolutely.
Like I think that she explained it pretty well, and that she essentially was just upset that one of the only voices that was in government that was
Bro, she's lying about everything. What the fuck are you talking about?
pushing for a ceasefire was gone, which I think,
for whatever reason,
we all want a ceasefire here, right?
Exactly. That's what I was like.
So, like, even though I totally get why, especially out of context, it sounds really bad. I feel like the underlying point, the intention we can recognize was good. I'm not buying this parallel with the PTSD thing. What was the good intention there? Like what? Even if
she misspoke, she meant to say that. What did she mean to say?
Well, the best case scenario is that she only is wishing psychological torment on certain people, not all people in the military.
Who don't yet regret it.
Yeah, I just don't think that
which is probably like
is comparable to somebody that the intended effect of their words is, I want people to stop dying and I want there to be a ceasefire, even if it was said in a sloppy way that was immediately corrected.
Well,
I just don't think that this is a good comparison at all.
I agree.
She's also full of shit. So you guys got to stop giving her so much credibility. But yeah, I'm if I take what she's saying as a fact, that she actually means that, which she doesn't, it's not quite there. Stop giving her any charity. Like she's decided to like dehumanize groups of people, Jews, military members, people with PTSD, people who were raped. Like she doesn't care. She's dehumanized an entire group of people. So she's not human to me. Like I don't understand. Like who cares? She's obviously just like she's lying for attention. She's desperate to stay relevant. She's a complete loser. Frogan has no value whatsoever. She's completely uninteresting. She's just a fat girl that you bring to parties because you feel bad for her. Like that's literally all she is. And she's like not a good content creator. She doesn't even make content. She just exists as a mod. Okay. That's it. She's like that's it. That's all it is. She's really just a socially awkward, like overweight girl that like fell in love with Hassan and decided to mod for him. And now like that's her entire career and content path. And she has like no deviation from that, but she gets like small bursts of attention every once in a while. And it makes her like feel good about herself until she obviously gets the negative drawback of it. And then she's like, I'm never doing that again. And then she says some kind of bullshit hot take again, because again, that's the only time that she gets views, and again and again and again and again and again. That's like her entire cycle. She's not a good person. It's enough. Isn't enough? Enough is enough.
Thank you. And I will say something that might shock you. She is very dumb.
You know what? No comment.
No
Perfectly.
comment.
She meant those who unjustly harmed others.
No, she didn't.
My point is still, even in the best case scenario, you are wishing, like the intent is still
Hassan's waiting womb. True.
You can say maybe they deserve it or whatever, but the intended outcome of her words is she's wishing harm on somebody.
Yes.
The intended outcome of Hila's words was does not want people to come to harm.
I get your point. Yeah, no, I agree.
But also, AB, I know you.
I'm saying that
you're being
that's
charitable, but that's not what she meant.
I'm saying that's what she's saying that she meant in her clarification.
But that's not what
Whether
she
she meant that or not, that's what I believe she's trying to say in her.
No, it's not. I don't know why you're still friends with her when she sends you performative messages so that she could use it in part of her video. This guy's like a complete pushover. He has to stop.
Okay.
And
that's
her
giving her a lot. That's good. It's giving her a lot. The whole novel's in between the lines, if that's the case. But okay, I appreciate you being, it's good to look on the bright side of things.
Based.
Yeah. Based? All right, let's pretend that she is apologetic.
Ethan made a video to address this on his Ethan Klein channel. I
Next day, I think
made
it
a
was.
quick appearance in that video just to say I'm sorry, I misspoke. I shouldn't have called him a really good guy. Like, I don't know why I said it like that.
What?
I'll tell you, man. Like when it comes to some of I think a lot of people, me personally, like have less of an issue with disagreement and more of an issue with like acting sometimes maybe and I'm gonna be hopefully it doesn't come well, I don't care, spineless, because like the way AB's talking about her is like fucking kind of pathetic. Like you know at what point do you get where you're like, you know what, this person is actually a bad actor, this person is like poorly intentioned? When do you get to that point where you like go, yeah, you know what, like at what point?
What more do you want from me? I did the same exact thing.
May I say something real quick?
No.
In regards to people in chat, I'm gonna be nice. It's better that I say things before they're said outside of the show. That way they can be addressed. So if I feel like I'm giving the accurate take at what I'm seeing, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, but I'm giving what I believe is my perception of it, what's probably their perception of it, because I am Arab, I am from Dearborn, where she is from, and I'm giving her point. Now, when I say that, everyone else is welcome to explain why they are still wrong, and it's better that that's done here rather than not when we're talking about it. In my opinion,
based.
That is based.
I think that's because a lot of the times, like you said, I won't anticipate people's response that I would love to respond to, and I always prefer to acknowledge everything in the moment so that I can get ahead of certain things or understand this and that. So personally, I appreciate that perspective a lot, and
That's
I think
so
it's
beautiful.
good. And I'm honest. I respond honestly, and you express yourself. It's just a conversation, guys. This is what conversations look like.
True, I agree.
Even with the tier list thing, like, we weren't live talking about it, but at first I was going back and forth a little bit about it, but then I saw the thumbnail and I was like, I can't really argue.
The thumbnail. They love to ignore that thumbnail.
Yeah,
they do.
Now we're moving on to the infamous button. So during the react to the content,
I really don't understand why everybody has this fucking thing for this button. I don't get it. The button. It's not that big of a deal. It's just a fucking button.
AB started talking. And
now she shifts it to you, AB. So.
Oh fuck! I take back what I said.
Have you seen this?
You know what's funny? I only half-ass saw it the day it came out.
You know what's funny? Unironically, almost the entire back half is dedicated to you.
Damn. Well, let's see her back half then, bro. I'm kind of curious.
I need to make my video. My response to Frogan's response to Ethan Klein.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, dude. Content goon it up. Bro, if I worked on the show, shit, I'd be watching the show after the show. I'd be this like faux show, you know what I'm saying?
And the button was pushed. Here's the clip.
Authorities.
The Jewish button. I'm just being silly, guys. Okay. I also stole that joke from the chat, so
Block healthcare to Gaza. Again, I'm not. Do you think that I'm talking about walking around Gaza when I say how great multicultural it is? Did you think that?
He's talking about Israel Prime,
How Israel,
Israel proper.
Israel attacked Gaza since October 7th, not even once. We never co-signed what they did.
Is that not the point he's making though?
What?
That you're talking about how nice Israel is, but
Israel proper is different from Gaza.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Millions
right now say.
Yeah, like Israel proper, like there's like 2 million Palestinians living in Israel proper that are treated equally. I mean, maybe socially there's I wouldn't doubt that socially that there's a difference in the similar way that some minorities are treated in America. I wouldn't doubt that, but they're citizens, they can vote, they take place in the government. I doubt that it's like this horrific thing that's going on. I'm sure that there are tensions, but well,
Muslims in Israel.
I guess that's where the.
By the way, notice that all the terrible things that I've apparently said and done are stuff that can only be inferred but never shown.
When you
just imagine what happened off.
So there's something kind of funny about this. I didn't realize that she included this, and I guess this backfired. So because I remember that button, and everybody perceived it because people still have a hard time wrapping their head around how the button works. The button moment is always 15 to 20 seconds after what you're seeing. In the original episode, it cut off AB as soon as he started talking, and everybody in the chat was like, what the fuck, why are you cutting off AB or whatever? So I purposely, in the Spotify version, which that appeared to be, included more of the conversation to demonstrate that it was not intentional to cut off AB, but now they're just using that version.
So what is it? Did he say a bad word or something? Is that what? Because that's what I heard, that it was just a bad word that he said. Yeah, what is it?
version, apparently.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what I get for like trying to. I don't know.
Whatever. You can't win with these.
You can't win. You can't win.
Yeah.
I'll tell the truth. When Ethan pushed that button, I fell through the floor, and I was like Gandalf. I just fell and I fell.
You went into a shark pit.
Yeah, we went.
Actually.
Yeah.
I brought out the next AB clone.
Yeah.
Well, what was said then? Like, do they have a?
It's just.
Do they have like a response? Like, oh yeah, this is what was actually said. I'm curious.
It's got a cold storage room.
Yeah, Casey's here actually take
They accidentally revealed private information. I think I actually heard that. Yeah.
care
Okay.
of AB. You know.
Mm-hmm. He shoots. It's like, what's that? Mickey 17 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what he's got?
Huh?
You know what weaponry he's got?
Casey? Oh no, Mickey 17 or is that?
It's
the
a
name?
movie.
It's a movie
Yeah.
where like they just every time someone dies they just clone them to do the same job.
Oh yeah. No, that's you.
Yeah.
I've got it all
Not what
figured out.
podcasts are.
Casey shoots me
Okay.
every
It's
button.
horrible.
Ian, you really gotta chill, okay? You don't-
Horrible.
No, you're horrible.
And that's the end of the clip because the button was pushed. Anytime any member of the crew
Checkmate.
gives Ethan any type of pushback, the button is pushed.
That's not,
It's just so funny because they're constantly getting pushback.
not true.
And he wants to say that
My
I'm surrounded by yes
God,
men
come
and people
on,
can never
girl, you
criticize
watch
me.
the show.
When he
I know you
doesn't
still
allow
watch.
his staff that are
You know
part of the
that's
show
not true.
to give him-
She was, quote, before
Dude, Dan, stop talking over Muslim voices, okay? Knock it off.
all this, according to Hassan and her, my biggest fan.
I mean, honestly, I believe her, and I believe, you know,
No, I believe her too,
desire
which is
to
why-
want to say outrageous things on the internet to be funny or whatever probably is derived from watching you for years. Like,
That's true.
Oh, she learned it from me.
Should I try to do the first Valkyrie when I'm like super underleveled?
to an extent, probably. I mean, if we take her at her word that you were one of her favorite creators in the content cop, she said that you were like an inspiration for her to like get into making content and everything.
I'm sure she meant that. True.
It doesn't look like a good inspiration.
She was your fan. My two guests at the second Crater Clash were Frogan and Jake Doolittle.
That's crazy. Jacob Doolittle. That's wild, dude. Oh, what is Jakey up to now? What do you guys think?
Wait, your guess was what?
My two guest passes went to Jake Doolittle and Frogan.
Jake Doolittle?
Oh, it's so
That's
cursed,
what a
baby.
cursed lineup.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's so funny.
Yeah. I was watching
I think those two would work well together, though. Jake Doolittle and Frogan. They could kiss on the lips. You know what I mean? I think that would be a nice couple. Unfortunately, he has a horribly debilitating disease that makes him a dickhead. Apparently, that's just what the disease does. It just makes him a rude prick.
behind the scenes the other day from the second
AB's a magnet. These people, yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
Crater Clash, and you see me hugging both of them in that video.
Well, think straight. You know, I would. The last thing I ever want to do is alienate a fan. Okay, you've seen our sub count. We need every single one we can. Okay, this is,
Sure.
you know what I mean.
How's it looking now?
Each one of you is a treasured gem in my life.
Jake asked me, obviously, so I gave it to him because he took photos of me the first time.
Yeah, he seemed like
Ew, they dirty?
a nice
Yeah,
guy.
and then Frogan.
Well, fuck.
We just always try to help each other out, you know, from our background.
No,
We
you
were
guys
all chill with
yeah.
Frogan.
You guys
were
up
friends
until
yeah.
this all fell apart.
Yeah, no, everything was chill. I mean, there's nothing
Who fucking who?
nothing
We're
wrong
friends
with
to
that at all.
lovers.
Everyone was friends back then.
And honestly, that's, I mean, a little bit of a spoiler ahead in the video, but that's, like, I personally, Frogan has been nothing but nice to me, except, you know, like, making this a thing in the first place. Like, you know, I wish she would have, as a friend, kind of just not made it public, her tweet about Ethan, if she had, you know, a situation, because that is my boss. And so that already puts me in an awkward situation. But even so, I still said it on the air that that's my friend. I made
No,
it
you stood
acknowledge.
by her for a while.
I still did. And then,
It's hard not to,
you know, just recently,
It's hard not to.
I said that we had a disagreement. I didn't want to say it, but she ended up showing the message anyways.
Yeah.
But I just didn't respond to her because, and maybe it's not intentional, but it's just like I'm being a chess piece used by everyone.
Yes,
and
AB.
it doesn't feel good coming from a friend. And maybe she wasn't doing that, but when
That is what she was doing.
she would say stuff on her streams like, "Oh no, me and AB, we're fine, we're cool." She should know that people are going to use that against me.
Yes, she's doing it on purpose. Wake up. Wake up. She's trying to take advantage of you. Wake up. Joe Biden, wake up. Honestly, Jesus Christ. There's no way. Like, you guys, it's fucking insane, some of these things. No shit. It's obviously what she's doing on purpose. It's the whole point. Jesus Christ.
To cause more problems for me. And it just became too much. So, you know.
You've been nothing but classy throughout this whole thing, dude. You've conducted yourself.
Show more class than I think the vast majority of people would.
True. I'm not showing any class. I don't give a fuck.
Don't envy you.
More than me.
Maybe that's the
class
problem.
Than me.
More class than me, dude.
I got no class. I have very little class. I've got no class.
That's fair. You had to have somebody tie your tie for you this morning.
And who was it?
The classiest guy in the office.
It's true.
Yeah, I feel that. I'd rather look up YouTube videos. I can't have another man tying my tie unless it's like I gotta have like an uncle tie my tie, or like an aunt, or you know, or a woman. But I could never let another man my age or around my age tie my fucking tie. That's just never gonna happen. You know, I'm a grown ass man. That's very emasculating. I don't know. It's probably like, oh, it's irrational. I don't care. I'm irrational sometimes. I don't give a fuck, dude. That's me. That's just who I am, dude. That's who I am as a man. All right. That's who I am as a man.
Yeah, and then you were right, because I mean, she did ultimately end up showing the screenshots, so not wrong. Or your intuition on that one.
The crew gives Ethan any type of pushback, the button is pushed. And he wants to say that
anyone that is remotely familiar with the show knows how laughably absurd that is.
Surrounded by yes men, and people can never criticize me when he doesn't allow his staff that are part of the show to
I love that one, because nobody ever made that argument about it, that she surrounds herself with yes men. She said nobody. There's nobody surrounding her at all.
give him any critique or pushback whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm not even going to respond to that other than to say that people who watch this show know how laughably absurd that is.
I don't know why I did that.
It's just, it's silliness. Stop it, Frogan. You're being silly and ignorant.
I don't know why I did that.
During the live show today, some of the crew defended me, and I appreciate it so much. And during this episode, AB mentioned that the most recent time we talked, him and I had a disagreement.
People are saying stop being friends with her. You guys don't know fucking shit. I have not talked to her in forever, and the last time we did talk, we had a disagreement. Like where is this coming from? Like I don't.
By the way, you were very kind about how you described it too. You're like, it was a disagreement. You didn't say what she said or what she, you know.
Yeah,
because her message was really fucked up in my opinion.
Oddly enough, it was about a clip of me being taken out of context, what she's arguing half this video. Like, you know, I just was defending what she actually meant to you guys. Like, I would hope that she would not see a clip of me and think I would actually say something. She talks about the clip of me saying that I'm trying to block pro-Palestinians from my stream.
Oh yes.
I would hope that she would have the same grace and be like, clearly this is taken out of context. So yeah,
it's all a mess, bro.
Yeah.
Everything's so messy. You're the only one with clean hands. I'm being dead serious. You've been nothing but classy this whole time.
Loser. That is.
You said me too?
I said I know how to tie a tie. Yeah, you too.
I'm just kidding. Now I'm trying to get you in trouble. No, I'm just kidding. He did not say.
Oh, God.
This disagreement was a DM I sent him, which stated, "Hey,
she's
AB,
so funny for showing this because it makes her look psycho.
Oh boy, I haven't seen.
I wanted to reach out privately because responding publicly and adding to the dog pile doesn't feel right."
I wonder if the reason why Frogan felt so like bold to post this public screenshot of her conversation with AB, which is like a big no-no for creators, is because she knows that AB is way too nice. And that she's just taking advantage of him and knows that like she can constantly push and put him into like difficult situations, and he still will like go to bat for her far more than she deserves. At least that's what I think. I think he's too nice of a person. You know, sometimes you have to be kind of a dick. Just being real.
Okay. I understand that people often overlook how tough the job market is, and I get that working for Ethan puts you in a complicated position.
Hey, you should fucking stop working with Ethan.
By the way, I think this whole job market thing is pretty like patronizing.
How about those tariffs?
It's like,
I know you're having a hard time, but you really should not be working with Ethan Klein.
What do you know about the job market? And also implying that like AB's just, he's like dying for a paycheck, and that's clearly the only reason why he'd stay here.
Imagine that's true.
that I think will.
Also, what does she know? Has she ever had a job that's not entailing begging people for money on Twitch?
I do not know.
Well, why not? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what you get paid for, Dan. What the fuck?
Actually, though. Do I know that for sure? No. No, I don't.
Push people over the edge was a clip of you baiting pro-Palestinian people and blocking them. The criticism you're receiving is largely because people believe you're better than that and don't subscribe to Ethan's
You're better
views.
than that.
I know you've been vocal about Palestine, but I think it's important to explicitly clarify that you don't share his beliefs and that you stand on your own. Ethan is not worth the bullshit you have to deal with working for him.
That's so nice.
Honestly, there have been...
Dude, you don't know anything
This
about
is
this
very
office.
presumptuous. About
Yeah,
a lot
like,
of things.
I do gotta say, and I'm saying this even now. I'm saying this with love. I have nothing to prove. I have not wanted to prove my Arabness since I was in middle school. I know who I am. I know what I've done. I don't need to prove to anyone. Whatever.
Yeah, good.
You know
I'm
what I mean?
glad you
Like
feel that way.
I've done and I continue to do what I will always do, which is advocate for the people of Palestine. I don't need to prove to people that does nothing.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't it make more sense though, if for AB to stay on the show to advocate for Palestine in a space where Frogan says that it's like so horribly like pro-Israel? Wouldn't that make sense for him to be on the show as a way to infiltrate the audience? Like, even what she's saying makes absolutely no sense if you do subscribe to the idea that Ethan is some kind of like horrible, hateful person that doesn't care about people in Gaza.
Thing for
But, you know, that's just the level of intelligence that you're going to get, the superior, vast intelligence that you're going to get from Frogan.
for the cause. So I have no need for that.
Shit, is cool.
I know a lot
guy.
of people do. I don't.
I don't.
There it is.
Dude, I'm a cool guy.
AB.
Imagine you had a cigarette. You'd be so sexy.
Based. Take.
What the fuck is
Yeah,
happening?
so many presumptions. She's like, I know that your office where your Jewish master whips you off camera is horrible. It's not worth it. You should. What you need to go to Mike from PA to give you a new career.
In times where I felt anger towards you. But after some reflection, I wanted to approach
Mike
you directly.
from PA, by the way, who called you a house slave.
I think that was bad.
I think they both did.
He kind of said I was an embarrassment to my own people.
Yeah, he said you're an embarrassment to your
Yeah.
own people. Yeah.
But even seeing that photo of him in Millhouse, like, I mean, obviously I don't agree with Millhouse, but at the end of the day, he's Lebanese. He's gone through stuff in Lebanon.
Damn.
I whatever.
Yeah, it's on a completely different level
It's completely
than Mike
different.
from fucking PA.
Yeah, like.
Oh yeah. Well, he's at least fucking Lebanese.
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
talk
I have
about
no-
that.
And at least he had some. Again, he, like Frogan, was not pushing like the CPS bullshit.
Nope. And I'm grateful to Millhouse for that. That was a really good episode of Simpsons. Yeah, I thought it was good. The bare minimum, which is basically all I wanted from Ian, by the way. So this dude in Lebanon who hates my guts, who gets giddy when he sees Israelis running in terror, has enough wherewithal to be like, yo, Ethan loved his dog and wasn't trying to kill his dog, and also the CPS thing is terrible. Like this dude, Millhouse, and I appreciate you doing that, Millie.
I still have no idea who this is. Who the fuck is this guy? Who's fucking Mill? Oh, is that Matt Lieb or whatever?
Millie Bobby Brown.
Sad funny
It's
to
just
them.
morphing. I appreciate that, and it just goes to show like how hard it must have been for Ian to make the decision to say something like that.
I think it's just crazy how like all these people are white. All of them, every one of them is white. All of them are white. Even like they're all white. Every one of them is a white person. You know, what Matt, AB, Frogan, Denim, Sasan, Ethan, me, Dan. They're all white, and it's a beautiful thing. And that's it. I just find it so interesting.
Like that, you know?
Yeah.
I'm saying this as someone who was personally impacted by Ethan and as a cousin. I hope you understand where I'm
Cousin.
coming from. Maybe he didn't
As a
respond, and that's
cousin.
perfectly fine. I didn't expect him to. You know, I just wanted to get my
Yeah, no
feelings
shit. You were just trying to fucking bait him into something. You're trying to use this as for the video. She literally messaged him just to make a video out of it.
out. Although AB and
That's
I
true. Sean DeBlack is not white. I don't know that for sure. Whiteness is a social construct. Okay, guys, is all right. So there's nothing wrong with being white, and welcome to the brotherhood, Jonathan. You know what I mean? I accept you. I'm woke. I'm literally blind, dude. I'm colorblind. Incredible.
haven't talked in a long time. He's still somebody I care about. You know what I mean? He's like a cousin. You know, we have that bond. We're both from Dearborn, so it's like we're literally cousins.
Which is like Dearborn, Michigan.
Not literally, but
I know. I mean, I understand what it is. Okay, I've hung out with Hispanic people before. I know how the family structure works. Okay, it's cousin energy. I respect it. Beautiful thing.
I don't know
Okay,
AB's motivations or what he feels.
I was about to say not literally. But
Yeah,
she
she
beat me to the punch.
Is everyone in Dearborn cousins? I guess it's not
sort of a
kind of. It is kind of like that.
Everyone knows everyone.
It's a kinship.
Okay,
there.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, she lived in this. Is this gonna? I'm doxing from the past now. She used to live in the same neighborhood as my cousin Tim. So there's that connection.
Tim? The fuck?
Man.
I would
neighbors.
Gotta get a cooler name, man.
Yeah. I wish I could have responded to that message and just responded sincerely. But again, it's like I have fear that whatever I said is going to be used.
Not unfounded.
Yeah.
Because I'm on the outside at this point. So I am just giving my perspective from somebody on the outside. I will say the invalid points of criticism towards AB is trying to question him as an Arab, which is completely fucked up and wrong. Nobody should do that, you know? It is valid to criticize him for still working for Ethan and being silent for as long as he was.
So, by the way, I think it's a little contradictory to be like, nobody should judge him for being how Arab he is, but also like he works for a Zionist, and as an Arab, that's kind of like he should know better.
Well, don't put words in her mouth. She didn't.
That's not putting words, dude. That's an interpretation, Daniel.
I'm inferring. I'm inferring.
Yeah. Well, it's not.
Why? What the fuck? Why? Why wouldn't you? Why can't you infer? That's all these people are doing constantly to Ethan. What the fuck is this? What are you talking about? I don't think that's an unreasonable interpretation.
I do appreciate.
She was inferring earlier what was said behind a button screen. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I'm not inferring. I'm saying what she said. I'm literally saying what she said.
Okay.
She's like, I know what happened to off camera. I don't know.
I do.
Not my place to say. Ultimately,
I appreciate the little jab at Mike from PA. That part.
Wait, she jabbed Mike?
That's what she's talking about when people questioning my Arabness.
Oh, I don't think it's just him. There's a lot of fucking assholes.
I mean, there's only one I responded to about that, but yeah, maybe.
Right.
I like to think it was to Mike.
No, he's got a good point because AB actually did engage on that.
I think it's great if it's to Mike. I'll go with that.
Those are valid points of criticism, but don't try to take away his Arabness because you don't agree with him. Whenever AB started streaming on Twitch, I was the first person to rate him, and I even helped him whenever he asked me for advice on what to stream.
What a good person you are, Frogan. Holy fuck. It sounds like you do those things with the kindness of your heart, for sure.
AB has also helped.
I'm sure she was a huge
She did.
Okay.
I don't want to take that away from her. She really did.
She
My numbers
saved you.
like doubled after.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
They go from like 2
was
to
very
4, or
helpful.
what happened?
There it is.
Again,
Frogan.
AB has
Well,
class,
if
unlike
only-
some people in this room.
If only she could give herself that same advice, AB.
Well, I got the H3 backing. That doesn't. That helps.
Yeah, that helps. That's probably what most of it is.
I used to. No, I'm kidding.
Me in many ways as well.
It's coming
Even a long
back.
time
It's
ago,
becoming useful again, potentially. We'll see. We'll see.
We're so back.
Yeah, there was a time when it wasn't like wearing a Nazi flare or something.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get back there, guys. Hold strong. Keep the faith.
AB included me in an H3 episode talking about why people should visit Dearborn. Here's a screenshot. It's from like 2023, I believe. He was also super supportive whenever I was nominated and won the Streamer Award.
And the award goes to...
Notice how there's all these clips here for this stuff, but there's no clips for like anything else.
Chala.
Chala. Whoa.
Frogan.
Frogan. Oh my god, I can't believe Frogan won.
You guys see my T-shirt?
What does it say?
Frogan better win or we riot.
Oh.
Yeah, it's nice to support your friend. I think it's great, you know? Obviously, this is a different time.
It's so funny because Ethan's kind of pissed off about it. You could tell. He's like, "Oh, it's a great thing to support your friend." Like you could tell he's fucking raw about it because she's a poo-poo pants. That's why he's raw about it. You could tell that.
Did it, sister!
And to be quite honest, like watching this clip back made me really, really sad because of basically the outcome of what this has become. You know what I mean?
It too.
She goes, because of
Frankly.
the outcome of what's become, which, by the way, I am nothing to do with. It's completely Ethan's fault. Yeah, it is sad. It's sad. A lot of fucking of.
He's right though. What the fuck?
This whole.
It seems like it's like Dan is getting angry, almost like come on, don't talk about it like that. But it's like he's right about everything he's saying. What are you talking about? You know, what the fuck?
Thing has just been sad. Okay, there's nothing good about it.
Yeah.
And I have nothing but love for AB and Lena, and I wish them the best.
Here we go. We're gonna turn on the waterworks here.
And maybe in the future we can be friends again. To be honest.
Before she moved out here, I remember us talking, and she was nervous about it. And I said, at the end of the day, you'll have me and Lena, like worst comes to worst. And then shit just hit the fucking fan.
Yeah.
Before.
And to those who are constantly defending me and having my back, I appreciate you and thank you so much.
No problem, Frogan.
You know,
anything for you, Frogan.
Oh, during a time like
anything for you, Frogan.
This.
Love you, Frogan.
It feels like the damage has been done physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially, but
financially, what the hell?
Okay, all right.
She doesn't produce content. What the fuck is she talking about? What the fuck? Also, she should be making a decent wage. If she's Hassan's mod, why does she have to constantly beg for money? Why wouldn't he pay her? He's a fucking millionaire. I don't understand.
You know, after a year and a half of harassment, it feels very calming that people are actually finally on my side. It's.
I feel like this is the least amount of on her side that people have been. Is she talking about? Is she delusional?
I mean, if you say so.
I mean, I'm sure there are some. There's some.
Yeah, there are some. There's some
for sure.
She's still feeling that high from the video, from the fucking terrible iDubbbz video. But that really was the turning point. I think optically everybody was like very against Ethan until that video. It changed people's minds.
Yeah.
She's got a few.
They're out there. Whoops.
Yeah. It's been a nightmare for me.
No nightmare.
On a more positive note,
wait, hold on.
Here filming that people are actually finally on my side.
Damn.
It's been a nightmare for me.
Nightmare.
On a more positive note, here are some of my favorite pictures taken at the shoot of the content cop bit. Of course, I got to see Kaya. I love her to death.
Wait.
And
kind of.
I loved this. I loved this because this is the literal dog whistle, and it was so funny.
Wait.
Kind of a tough one here, right? She's saying how great her participation was in a video explicitly promoting and sweeping my harassers.
Well, and just this specific, like choosing to end it on, and here's my favorite photo collage from the part where we Fortnite danced and flipped off Ethan.
Yeah.
It kind of undercuts the, we took an empathetic tone message a little bit, right?
She truly embodies this statement in the realest way. She knows not what she does.
Bro, I swear to God, this was, I think, and this might be crazy, I think that this was like the ultimate dog whistle, right? Like she was like, oh, this is the ultimate dog whistle. I just thought it was so funny because they were sitting there with that swastika sword that Hassan got, constantly calling it one, and then they used it in the video. And then like she's like, oh, I was hanging out with them and I had my dog, or this was my favorite moment of it. It's a dog. I don't know, man. I feel like it was a fucking, maybe I'm too fucking like content brained or something, or like terminally online. I have no idea. Or maybe it's a shot at the Giardia.
God said that.
I got you.
I think God said that, right?
I don't. Maybe Jesus said that? Yeah, Jesus. Well, he is God.
He's
to Christians, so okay.
He's God.
I guess, right.
Here are a couple
Are you
pictures.
Christian now?
I might be being born again.
Really?
I'm a newborn.
You're newborn.
Yeah.
To Ethan, if you're watching this for some reason,
I love
Bruh.
it. For some reason.
It's a
The video titled "My Response to Ethan Klein." What do you mean for some reason? Like, I don't know why you'd be watching this other than to harass me. Seriously?
death. And here are a couple pictures. To Ethan, if you're watching this for some reason, my message to you is that, you know, you and I have different worldviews, and you and I have different ideas for what is the best way to help people. And
yeah, I mean, yours is okay. I'm not gonna be mean. I'm gonna let it
Do
go.
it.
I'm gonna let it slide.
No balls, be mean.
I'm wearing a tie today.
No balls.
you know, while I appreciate
Be
the
mean,
spirit
no
of your
balls.
advocacy, I think it's misguided.
Oh.
You know, after all of this,
That would be a very different conversation if that was the criticism.
That's an interesting.
That's at least something that you can
I
talk
could start
about.
there.
Right.
You can start there.
Okay. Well, maybe a little crack in the door open there. No.
It ends bad.
Okay.
You've made my life hell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, after all of this,
You made her life hell. That's fucking funny.
you've made my life hell.
I mean, please, the lack of self-awareness is unreal. You just shouted out the content cop video you participated in, and I'm the one making your life hell. Please don't ever forget, as long as this goes on, that I've never done anything but respond to you. I started
So
for me
true, King.
quietly, respectfully
So true, King.
unfollowing you.
So true, King.
Okay?
So true.
But
So
you
true.
couldn't handle that, and this is how this all started.
Wake up.
I have not harassed you.
So true.
I have not targeted you. I don't hate you because you're Muslim or because you wear a hijab. You say horrible things. You are careless. You are thoughtless. You are mean-spirited.
I will say that.
And you
And your eyebrows suck. Get her, Ethan.
You have
Fuck her
to
up.
grapple with that reality. You know?
You've made my life
I like
The
fucking hell.
reality of your terrible eyebrows.
But at the end of the day, what I said at the end of the content cop still stands. I wish you the best.
I don't care.
Based.
It's like I don't care. Like I'm not even like I'm not at the point where it's like I will never forgive her. Like with Ian, like iDubbbz, if he was like maybe in a year he's like that was all wrong, I apologize, whatever, I'd be like go fuck yourself forever.
True.
You know what I mean?
But Frogan is just such a nothing that nothing matters. So, bada bing.